Tony Gwynn Jr.
Some days I am like, nah, man, nah. I just watched this other car in front of me let 3 people in. No one else is getting in front of me.
Chris Ello.
There's people on the other side with their arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
And Matt Scraby.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
And welcome to it, San Diego. Manic Monday, kicking off another week here on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. Gwynn and Chris for you, and a full 4 hours. A little surprising for a Monday, but we'll give you the schedule here in just a moment. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., and Matt Scraby together in our Odyssey Palace studios. We have a very busy 4-hour show today, and we'll go down the rundown here. But we're on later than normal because it's a NFL Monday night doubleheader, and we are going to be carrying the second game, which is Houston at Seattle, 7 o'clock. So we'll be on until 6. Scraby will do a special Monday Night Chronicles and take us on up to kickoff. So that's what we are headed towards. I begin, guys, by saying hi and welcome in and hello and how was everybody's weekend. And I hope nobody had plans in Orange County or Los Angeles on Saturday because nobody could get there. It was a crazy weekend around here.
I did not have any plans.
You were good. Yeah. I got held up in trying to get up there and had to change plans. I know the USD basketball team was supposed to play a scrimmage against Cal State Dominguez Hills. They didn't make it either. Yeah. So, if you didn't make it up to LA Orange County Saturday, you were not alone. There were a lot of people in your shoes. Well, the Padres still don't have their manager, but the Dolphins still have their head coach. I think that's how I have to start it today. I'm not going to get too deep into the Dolphins situation, but the fact that they have allowed Mike McDaniels another week after that debacle yesterday is something we'll have to ferret out a little bit later on, guys. But on the Padre manager situation,
ladies and gentlemen, forgive my partner. He is hurting today. He comes in
so bad.
We got Scraby and I both got texts. What was that, Sunday?
Yeah,
Sunday night.
About fourth quarter. Actually, I was watching fairly live, which is weird for me.
He said this is the lowest.
This is the lowest point. It's the lowest I can remember feeling in a long time. So,
and I know it's bothering him because he found a way to sneak that in there.
Yeah, I had to. I can't believe. I honestly kept going online last night on Twitter and hoping waiting to hear the announcement. Like, what are they thinking? But and they come out today. I go, we're not making any change. And then he says he's not making any change at quarterback. And so I guess I'm in for more of the same. But
who's the backup?
Quinn Ewers. They have nothing to go to. Zach
Wilson.
That's probably why he said.
He came in yesterday and immediately threw a near interception that was dropped, and then he himself fumbled 2 straight snaps and then walked off the field. He showed he was far from ready to play
I think the reason we're opening with this is because it really has bothered Chris.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Literally, it's been a different mood since.
It's embarrassing. It's flat. I mean, it's embarrassing. All right, let me get off of that because I know nobody tuned in to hear my anguish about the Dolphins today. What you do want to hear about though is that the Padres and Albert Pujols are going to be meeting soon. Alden Gonzalez, among others, reporting that today on ESPN.com. And Alden will be joining us at 2:40 today. So we'll get the very latest from him on the Padres search for a new manager. Pujols had been a candidate to take over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But apparently, even though there was some mutual interest there, the two sides could not get close on any kind of an agreement. So Pujols continues to be apparently, Tony, highly sought after free agent in the managerial world, 45 years old. He is absolutely loved by so many people, but among them, Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr., which is a good place to start if you're going to be the new manager of the Padres. And apparently he is going to be having an interview here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he's expressed interest. Padres sound like they've expressed interest. And, immediate respect walking in the building.
I would think he's got 700 homers.
I mean, I don't know that anybody really understands the level of respect that guys like Manny and Toddy and really all the way on down. He reaches all corners of a locker room. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm not saying, good, bad. I'm just saying in terms of on its face, it's a no-brainer that you at least interview and kind of go from there.
Yeah, career 703 home runs. I think he's one of only, let me see, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Albert Pujols, 700 club. That's pretty much the end of it. Career OPS of 918 and 3 times an MVP in the National League. So, it's interesting about Albert Pujols. I mean, he's been able to get some managing here with the Dominican Republic and kind of get his feet wet and all of that, Tony. I've always felt, and I know you've kind of been in agreement with me on this, but except for the rare occasion, and hopefully, and I'm assuming Albert Pujols will be the rare occasion because, it sounds like he's cutting his teeth and doing quite well. Normally, great Hall of Fame players in their sports are not the greatest managers, coaches. And I think some of it stems from the fact that as great as they are, they wind up managing or coaching athletes that don't quite share the same fortitude that they have. And I know Magic Johnson couldn't do it. Michael Jordan's terrible ownership. I can bring up a bunch of different stories. Larry Bird was one that was quite successful with the Indiana Pacers. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about Pujols if that's the way it turns out to be. And I'm also pretty excited with some of the things that Erik Greupner said today. This Padres CEO was on with Ben and Woods this morning. We're going to play you some of that on the show here in the next segment. But I think most clearly was Erik Greupner's belief and desire, at least stated to Ben and Woods, that AJ Preller get a contract extension done and remain with the Padres. And I think I'm definitely happy to hear that. I assume you are as well, Tony.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is, I think exactly what, I think most people wanted to hear. And it's good to see that it seems like there is a higher probability of that happening, and maybe it was that way the whole time. You never know.
Right. Yes, right. We were trying to create a bunch of different things that may never have been true.
At the end of the day, it makes sense. Once again, I mean, this is a head of baseball operations that has, I don't know, and had no problem finding talent, getting talent, and has been able to get creative when, things got tight. And I just don't know that I see a lot of GMs, outside of a handful out there that aren't available at this point that would do it as well.
Let me ask you this, because it was said that Mike Schill largely left the clubhouse alone. And let the players govern themselves.
Yeah, he was too busy yelling at all of his lieutenants, apparently.
That's what we hear. That's what we hear.
Yeah.
But, if Albert Pujols, as a guy, like Chris said, he's a Hall of Famer.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the good thing about
he's on his way.
Well, here's the good thing. If Albert Pujols becomes manager, maybe we all get to go to Cooperstown when he's inducted.
Oh, there you go.
I like the way you're thinking.
That is
That's
great.
The way you're thinking.
That's the way I'm thinking.
Listening.
We got to be there. Be there.
My thing is, what does... Because he obviously has the experience. He knows what it takes to win a championship. He's done all the different things that Chris has said he's done. Does he need to? Because I said on Friday, first-year manager probably out. He's a first-year manager. Does his experience over the years, or is it his name that we're excited about? His playing experience or his name?
I think it's the idea that his playing career has led to his experiences being something that the players can identify with. I don't know that it really works in terms of his numbers alone. No, it won't matter at all because he can't do that anymore. But can he, garner a locker room and kind of galvanize, be able to get grown men to kind of follow you, and follow at least the way you see the game. So that, I mean, yes, listen, what I can tell you is in my own experience playing for 2 first-year managers, one being a Hall of Famer and one being one that probably would have been a Hall of Famer, had his back not betray him. Don Mattingly and Ryan Sandberg.
I think Don Mattingly still should be, honestly, but
like
that's neither here nor there.
I think one of the things, well, at least that's the reason why he's not in there, because certainly his credentials would say otherwise. I think the point is that I watched it speed up on guys like that who had a ton of experience in their first year. So I say all that to say it doesn't necessarily have to be a detriment if you have a good bench coaches that have experience that may, when it's getting sped up, you're able, but those things are easy those things fix themselves over time as you get more experience. So I don't know that that's something that would prevent him from getting the job.
He's also done a little bit of managing here, right? He's been the manager of the Dominican winter ball team, Leones del Escogido. I'm saying that as carefully as I can to try and get it right.
That was actually pretty good.
Yes, they won the championship in that league, all right, for what that's worth in January. And because of that, I think cutting his teeth there put him in line to be the manager for the Dominican Republic team in the World Baseball Classic, which has already been named. So who's ever around baseball, I think that has seen Albert Pujols, man, look, when he played, he was regarded as a brilliant player who not only was spectacularly talented and athletic, but knew the game as well and better than most players he went against. Yeah. And so, and I think whatever he's done as a manager so far has been good enough to at least earn him that role with the Dominican Republic. So somebody likes what he's doing already.
I personally think we should all be excited about Albert Pujols being one of the candidates that the Padres are going to interview.
For sure. We are. All right. We're underway. There is a lot to get to. It was a pretty good weekend outside the Padre world. SDFC, what a Saturday they had. They won and Vancouver lost. So we ended up winning the division or the conference.
Yep.
Go in there as the number 1 seed in the MLS playoffs. The first ever playoff game will be this Sunday at Snapdragon Stadium. They'll play the winner of Wednesday's play-in game between Portland and Real Salt Lake. So congrats to them. We'll talk a lot more about that, of course. Also, I went to the Aztec basketball game on Friday night. It started at 7:00. Unfortunately, the Aztecs didn't start till about 7:30.
I was going to say,
it got out to a little late.
Does your back hurt from standing for so long?
I didn't stand to wait for them to make the first basket, but a lot of people did. That was a tough start, but we'll talk about that. The Aztec football team actually saw itself getting some votes in the rankings today, if we can all believe that. And, so we'll get into all of that stuff as we go along. Alden Gonzalez at 2:40. The NBA season starts tomorrow. Keith Smith from Spot Track will be on later in the show to give us a preview of that. All of it's coming up on Gwynn and Chris.
219, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scravy. Padres back in the news. This time, Albert Pujols is involved, and he sounds like he'll be getting an interview. It sounds like Nick Hudley's name was mentioned as well in Kevin Acey's article, and Ruben Niebla as well. His name was mentioned in Kevin Acey's article.
I saw Nick Hundley over the weekend. Somewhere, he was out of the running for the Giants, and Chris Young seemed to indicate that he was planning to stay with the Rangers. Nick Hundley. I don't know that means that he wouldn't. Maybe it was only in reference to the Giant job.
I had read that Nick Hudley turned down the job because of something having to do with spending more time with his family.
Okay, that might take him out of running of all jobs.
Yeah, it could. Unless he just didn't want to be the Giants manager.
We'll see. His name was mentioned in Kevin Acey's article.
Right. And speaking of the Giants manager, pretty surprising name has moved to the forefront there.
How about that? I mean,
coach at Tennessee.
Yes, I don't know if everybody is familiar.
Tony Vitello, I believe his name is.
Yeah, he's got kind of
won a national championship a couple of years ago.
His team has started to bubble over the last.
But isn't it interesting
5-6 years
in college football, this would not be even eyebrow raising in a sense. College coaches move to the NFL, NBA, basketball, but baseball. When's the last college baseball man? Pat Murphy, maybe. He was a pretty good manager at Arizona State, but I don't see too many college baseball managers that have gone to the big leagues.
No, it doesn't.
Directly.
It doesn't happen a lot. And it also kind of highlights where baseball is now. I mean, it used to be kind of a hierarchy in terms of, what teams were looking for. Now, I think because of analytics and I think this is also a testament to Buster Posey kind of thinking outside the box a little bit. You don't see this happening very often, but according to Andrew Baggerly and Brittany Groley and Ken Rosenthal.
Ken just has to be on every article that's out there. He just has to
throw my name on there.
Yeah. I sent you one text that I got.
I'm not reporting this, but I would have. So put me in there.
Doesn't this?
I mean, I read somewhere that one of the things he did in their meeting was talk about beating the Dodgers, and that was something that kind of got
good thing to
Buster
bring
Posey's kind of attention. It sounds like it sounded like that deal that decision was imminent, like it was coming around the corner, but still kind of quiet on that front. All right, let's get back to the Padres. Erik Greupner joined Ben and Woods earlier this morning and kind of got into some things that I think most may have thought Erik wouldn't get into. He certainly got into it, particularly as it pertains to A.J. Preller and his extension.
Yeah, so shortly after the season ended, our chairman, John Seidler, sent out a letter to our fans and, said a couple of key things. Number one, just reiterated that our plan going into the offseason and in 2026 is to continue to do everything we can to pursue a World Series championship. But that, as we saw in the postseason this year for a second year in a row, there were areas of deficiency where we need to get better. And the only way we're going to get better is if we, go through an exhaustive process this offseason of taking a look at all the different areas of the organization with a particular eye towards how we can improve some of the areas where we need to get better to win a championship. So that evaluation process has started now. As Ben mentioned, we're only 2 weeks into the off season, but it started and it's going in earnest. And part of that review process, is going to now be looking for a new manager, which we didn't necessarily anticipate coming into the off season. But it's also going to involve and is already in process involving a review of AJ and a contract extension. So, that's already started. John's taking the lead on that discussion with AJ, and it's always been the plan that the discussions around an extension for AJ would take place beginning in the off season, as part of our review and evaluation. And so those discussions have begun, and, we're optimistic that AJ will be our president of baseball operations past 2026.
That's music to my ears. And I think to a lot of people's. Maybe there's a few holdouts out there who are still not A.J. Preller fans.
Yes, I see them all the time on Twitter.
Yeah, right. There's a few people.
What is he exactly won?
Yeah, I can think of 100 people who would be better than A.J. Okay, name 3. First of all, Erik Greupner, I've said this many times. He speaks perfectly. I wish he could teach me a class on how to always properly handle things. He was sure to mention in that answer that we're looking for a manager, and which was something we weren't expecting.
Right.
He made sure to put that in so that to keep that at bay. I get it. You have to have, everybody has a job review, but it seems to me on the surface, like what's there to review with AJ? Right. Like, has he not done he's done a great job. Seems like it's a short process, but I also understand there's things behind the scenes that we don't know about, and they want to make sure they iron everything out. So I get that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of how it goes, I guess.
Right.
You
That's
get,
it.
You get
Yeah.
you got to go
get
through
your
the
job
review.
review.
Right.
Yeah. You're hitting 425. We're going to bring you back next year, but come on in anyway. Come on in anyway. We're going to have a chit chat.
Like, what would it take for AJ not to come back? Like a low ball offer or less of control over the team? Like, because it seems like, because at the end he said we're optimistic he's going to be back, which, and I'm not saying that he meant this, but to me it was like, does that mean that they're preparing for a time when
I don't think so.
Back?
I don't think so, but it's something you have to say until there's a signature's on the bottom line.
That's
number
true.
one.
That's
number
true.
two, I think Tony brought this up last week. I mean, there's always other options out there potentially. And somebody as good as AJ Preller would be silly not to always have his phone on, which he always does. But as also Tony pointed out, the only other opening at that position right now is with the Rockies, and that's probably not something that appeals to too many people. Right. Certainly not AJ Preller, I wouldn't think.
Right. No, and so at least you kind of get some clarity on the AJ Preller situation. The other thing that Ben Woods asked was if he had a response to the article in The Athletic that kind of highlighted some of the relationships that the front office had.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that opportunity and happy to discuss that topic. The Athletic had reached out to both AJ and I, and obviously AJ went on the record, and I declined to talk about it, and in part because I told the Athletic at the time that it's not true. AJ went on the record and also said it's not true. We've worked together for over a decade, AJ and I. We've always had and continue to have a great working relationship. We respect each other, and without the contributions that each of us have made, we would not have been able to have accomplished some of the great things that we've accomplished as an organization, really in particular over the last 5 years. And so our ability to work together in the working relationship we have and what each of us brings to the table, I think is a continuing key to our success. And so AJ, shared that with the Athletic. I think it was included in the article. I'm saying it to you today. It's just not true. There's only two people who are qualified to speak on this topic, and you've now heard from both of us. We work well together, and we're aligned in our singular goal of winning a World Series championship, and that's not going to change. So it's really, much ado about nothing from my perspective, but I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it and, just correct whatever misconceptions there might be out there.
I don't know. I read a bunch of tweets that said you guys didn't get along. I should believe them, shouldn't I? I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. At least get a comment from the person before you put the stuff out there.
I think it's both things can be true in the same way that the whole Mike Schilt deal with him being tough on his coaches and sometimes it crossing a line, and yes, that's not okay, but sometimes I don't think that. I think those same rules apply to the rest of the people up the chain, right? I mean, those things from the outside look different than they may actually be when you are on the inside and kind of knowing all, right? And so it's nice that both of them have addressed this at this point. And so at this point, what does it make much sense to continue to go down that line of that road of, they don't have a good relationship, they don't work well together?
But I have a source.
So maybe this is a question to be answered on the other side, but we have Elton. So where does that come from?
It comes from people wanting to get clicks. We've talked
No,
about this
no,
a
I'm not.
thousand
I
times.
don't-
You're talking about sources.
Yeah,
and
I don't
things of
think
that
Dennis
nature.
Lynn is a clickbaiter.
No, I think those things pieces of it can be true, possibly, right? And so as you start to put, especially from the outside looking in, right? If you're not in on the relationship and exactly what's going on, how it goes from the outside, it could look like what we've heard,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, they both have said what they've said. They didn't give you no comment answers. I thought they answered it. I thought he answered it pretty directly. I think AJ handled it directly. If it isn't true, they clearly both don't want us to know that it's not true, right?
They have a good
it's
story
not just
together.
It's just not one-sided.
I hate you, but here's our story.
Nonetheless, let's get to break. Alden Gonzalez joins us next. He broke the Albert Pujols, is no longer an Angel candidate. And we'll see what he knows on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
Got it. Good to be with you. It's good to be here on a Monday. Sunday wasn't great for Dolphin fans. Yeah, I'm over it though. Really, I am. This hour
Sounds like it.
This hour is brought to you by Staples, but we're going to be getting to our hotline guest here in just a moment, and I do need to remind you that all of our guests on the hotline there join us via the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. If you are facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys. They help clients regain control since 2010. David been's doing a while. The DavidPShapiroLaw.com. Alden Gonzalez in a minute. Among other things, Albert Pujols will be soon meeting with the Padres, and they will be meeting with him. And we will discuss that with Alden. Also, Game 7 of the American League Championship Series tonight, guys. 5 o'clock. I always love a Game 7. Fun to watch.
Especially
Kirby.
one of this magnitude.
Yeah, this is to go to the World Series and probably get, wiped out by the Dodgers. But, hey, at least you'll get there. And if you're the Mariners, they've never been there. So it's a big deal for them,
That's how
sure.
you feel, huh? Whoever's going to get wiped out.
Okay, I'm not saying I feel that way. I'm saying that's the prevailing opinion that most people are going to have, Tony. I don't think too many people are going to think the Mariners or the Blue Jays are favored to beat the Dodgers. I don't say that it can't happen personally. I think the prevailing opinion is that the Dodgers are like
they're finna just juggernaut
through it.
Okay.
Right. I think that's the prevailing thing. George Kirby will start for the Mariners. Shane Bieber for Toronto. That was the Game 3 matchup, and that did not go Kirby's way. Toronto whipped him pretty good in a 13-4 game.
So allowing George Kirby to go in your Game 7 to go to the World Series.
George
the guy
Kirby
who did not want the ball last year.
Well,
he had a good outing. He had one good outing.
He's had some good outings in the playoffs, but
last couple.
I think it's a fair thing to say. He's 2-3 all time in his career in the playoffs. Kirby is ERA's 4.5.
It's good time for his first. A good time for a great performance. I tell you that.
Yeah, he didn't have a good one in Game 3. Bieber is a Cy Young Award winner in the shortened 2020 season, but that is now 5 years past. We should also mention before Alden comes on, as much as it pains anyone around here to say it, Ohtani's performance Friday night was the stuff of legends. I can't say it any other way. Can you, Tony? No. I mean,
it was I was like,
I know what you're saying, Scray, but you got to appreciate what you appreciate.
I naturally tried to hate first.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, well, Pujols had a three homer game in the World Series.
Yes, he did. So did Reggie Jackson.
But then I was like, yeah, none of them pitched though.
They didn't strike out 10 in the game. They did it.
None of them pitched though. Unfortunately,
he had more home runs that he hit than hits he allowed. That's really saying something. And
so to your point, without glazing this too much, right?
Right.
I think at the end of the day, he had a terrific performance. We don't need to keep going on down.
Well, I'm going to say one more thing. Of his 3 home runs, one of them left the stadium. I got to put that in there. Anyway, he finished off the Brewers pretty much single-handedly there. So the Dodgers will get ready for Game 1 of the World Series, which is not going to be played until Friday night. I will say this for the Dodgers moving forward. A 7-day layoff is not the greatest thing ever going into any series. Baseball players don't get 7 days off very often in the middle of a season. So we've seen it before where one team's qualified and the other team hasn't. And the team that kept playing kind of had a little more momentum. So
we're going to find out. We thought that was a thing with the whole off time, and all the teams who had buys this year ran through the playoffs.
This year, the buys didn't work out. All right, Alden Gonzalez from ESPN, always gracious enough to spend some time with us, and we appreciate it. Alden, how are you today, sir?
Doing great, guys. How you doing?
We're very good. We're very good. Certainly going to jump right in here with the Albert Pujols news. Take us through kind of what you know today. I guess, things have not worked out with the Angels, and as such, the Padres are jumping in line here to bring Pujols in. What more can you tell us about it?
Yeah, there are a lot of managerial openings this offseason, and Albert Pujols has been a pretty prime figure in this. We thought for a while that he was the front runner to get the Angels job, and it looks like that's just not going to happen. They've stopped talking. There's been a breakdown in terms of compensation, but maybe also in philosophy and what they want to do or what their visions are. At this point, that's not going to happen, and they've extended their search out to other people. And yeah, Albert Pujols is going to interview with the Padres on Wednesday. He's also drawn interest from the Orioles, though there's no interview scheduled there. And as it relates to the Padres specifically, look, as soon as the news came out that Mike Schill was retiring from his position, Albert Pujols was somebody who was, pointed out to by a lot of people in the industry about, hey, somebody who might be a fit for a role like this. Obviously, like the two key guys in that clubhouse, Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr., they would probably vouch for him as manager. Now, how far will that ultimately take him? I don't know. But, the fact that he's going to sit down and interview, I think, to me, the bigger thing here, whether or not he gets this job, whether or not he gets the Orioles job or some other job this offseason, it's pretty clear that Albert Pujols is being looked at as a serious managerial candidate. Even though he's outside of his stint in winter ball, he hasn't really done this before. I think it's pretty clear at this point that at some point, whether it's this offseason or another one, he's going to manage in the big leagues.
Alden, why do you think that is? I mean, you kind of hit on it, right? Not a very much managerial experience. We know who he was, Albert, the player. Why do you think he has garnered so much attention? Given the fact that he doesn't have a long history of being in this spot?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I think, number one, Albert Pujols has always been somebody as a player who was revered by other players, and I think that carries a long way. And I think Albert also was known as somebody throughout his career who was a very intelligent baseball player, somebody who was very instinctual, somebody who knew how to navigate a game. I think that the combination of those two things go a long way with him. But also, I do think that what he did in winter ball opened up some eyes. Tony, I'm not sure if you ever played in winter ball. I apologize for not knowing that, but not in the Dominican. Okay. No. That is an insane atmosphere. These people there are baseball crazy in the Dominican. You go through like a 3-game losing streak and people want you fired. Okay, like that. You talk about like the pressure cooker. Winter ball in the Dominican Republic is it. And the fact that he navigated that and his team, the Leones, got off to a really bad start. And for him to eventually like win the championship, like I think that opened up a lot of eyes. He's already been named the manager for the Dominican Republic. And I think also too, like the name Albert Pujols carries a lot of weight. So if you're an owner
no doubt
who wants to make a splash, create headlines, like, yeah, you hire Albert Pujols. So I think that's why he's where he's at right now. But yeah, you're right. It's been a super rapid ascent, much faster than I would have imagined, but it's here.
Yeah, we'll take him. Like I said last week, I hope he's the manager because I'd like the chance to interview him and get to know Albert Pujols. That'd be a big deal to a lot of people around here, Alden. You touched on something caught my attention there, and when you talked about the Angels thing, though, and you said maybe a little bit of a difference in opinion how to do things. I guess it would be more of a generalization in terms of what would you think Albert Pujols' way, or what kind of things would he want to manage this Padre team?
I don't know that. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I think Albert wants to win. I think that's first and foremost.
Yeah, that might be the thing with the Angels. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. And I think too, and this is not an Albert specific thing, but this is like anybody who's going to be a first-time manager. There are a lot of times that your first situation could really set up what your managerial career can be. And if you go into a situation where you're not really set up for success, that could hinder you for the rest of your career. Like if it goes really poorly in a place, even if you are Albert Pujols, it's going to be hard for you to generate momentum again to get hired. So, and I think there was legitimate interest on the part of Albert Pujols to be the Angels manager. There was. I think also the fact that like his kids are in the Orange County area plays a part in it as well. But it's an organization that he knows. But I think having the infrastructure in place to succeed, having commitment from ownership that you're going to spend is definitely going to play a part. And honestly, as somebody like Albert, who I would imagine is a little bit more old school in how he approaches the game, I think having autonomy, or at least as much autonomy as you can get in today's game, in terms of what goes on in a game, setting your lineup, bullpen decisions, all that stuff, I think that will go a long way too. And having said that, I think that would be an advantage for the Padres. And Tony, you could speak to this, but from what I've heard from people who have worked there, one thing about the Padres is if you're a manager, they give you leeway. Like, you manage a game the way you want to. You set your lineup, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's been my understanding. Like, managers set the lineup, they make the bullpen decisions, and like that is definitely something that Albert would want.
Yeah, and that's certainly not a guarantee everywhere around the league. So
you get to do it, and then the fans get to criticize it the next day. That's how that works.
Well, that comes everywhere. Absolutely.
Alden, you mentioned it. 8 spots now open across Major League Baseball with the managers, and Albert's a familiar name. But if you had to guess, will we see, as these 8 spots start to fill out, will there be more familiar names, or will we start to see, names like the Tennessee coach that's rumored to be going to the Giants? Like, is that an outside the box type deal, or is it possible we see more names like that as this kind of fills itself out?
That was the biggest shock of all. I would think, Tony, that continues to be an outlier situation if that ultimately gets done. That's never been that would be an unprecedented move,
right?
And I give Buster Posey a lot of credit for doing that. But I think I'm sure there will be some names along the way that will surprise you. But like, you look at somebody like a Ryan Flaherty, who you guys know well, like, he's gotten a lot of traction for these jobs, understandably so. Somebody like David Ross, who's looking to get back into it, or Rocco Baldelli, who just got let go from the Twins, who has a lot of notoriety in the game. Like, I think it's interesting though, because a lot of these teams don't seem to be moving quickly enough on these managerial hires, or maybe it's just it hasn't been reported yet. But I haven't heard a whole lot from the Braves or the Rockies, or even I know they reached out to Albert Pujols' camp, but I haven't heard a ton from the Orioles. And this, you know how it is. Like, this becomes like a game of musical chairs. But you have 8 openings, like, this can start getting really competitive really soon. And I'm surprised we haven't heard as much from so many of the teams out there.
Alan Gonzalez, ESPN, very nice to him to visit here. We got Game 7 of the ALCS tonight. I wanted to really, really quickly congratulate you, Alden, on your story after the Ohtani game Friday night. And the reason I say that is I've been faced as a writer before, not to that level, but trying to describe something that is superhuman without doing too much hyperbole. And you struck the right chord after that game. Very difficult story to write, but I really enjoyed it. Well done.
Thank you.
But beyond that, Dave Roberts in the celebration said, hey, look, they say we're bad for baseball, so let's go out there and win 4 more and really make it bad for baseball. Is there any truth to what he's saying there in that regard? If the Dodgers win again, easily.
There's definitely truth if you check my social media. Yes, absolutely. I think one of Dave Roberts' greatest strengths as a manager is that he has this ability to figure out what the tenor of a moment demands and what people want to hear, whether it's his own players, whether it's the media when they're asking questions, or whether it's his fans who have been hearing from baseball fans in every other city about how they bought a championship and they're sick of hearing it, and they want to stick it in everybody's face. And that, for as much as it might have angered everybody else in the country, I think that's exactly what Dodgers fans in that moment wanted to hear. That, you know what, you say that we're breaking baseball, let's really break baseball, right? And I love it because I love the drama, and I know that people are going to get upset about it. And there is a lot of truth to people's gripe. I mean, look at the reason why the Dodgers are here. The number one reason why the Dodgers are in this position is because their starting rotation is insane, okay? And their starting rotation is insane largely because they spent a lot of money to buy these starting pitchers. Now, is that the only reason why they're the Dodgers? No, I think they do everything really, really well. And when you couple that with the financial resources that they have, you elevate yourself to this point. But I mean, look, it's funny because everybody thought that the Dodgers were going to break baseball this year, and they only won 93 games. And for them, that was not anywhere close to what the expectations were.
That's how they
but their
snuck up on
rotation got
everybody.
healthy. Yeah, and but their rotation got healthy at the end.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at their rotations numbers over the last month, it was insane. Like nobody was even close in terms of starting pitcher ERA in the month of September, and it's just continued on through October.
Yeah, no, it hasn't changed much. I mean, you kind of hit on it, right? They have the most resources, but they haven't had too many missteps, right? I mean, Trevor Bauer was probably one that they would want back in terms of what they offered him, but because they have the resources, they were just kind of able to just wash over that, which most
exactly.
organizations wouldn't be able to do. But as you mentioned, they do a whole bunch of things right, and I'm not one of these people that think the Mariners or the Blue Jays don't have a shot, but certainly feels like that is the tenor.
I looked up the odds while we were talking, Tony. The Dodgers are minus 210 over either team to win the World Series. That's more than 50,
Right.
Like you're not going to get a lot of money betting on the Dodgers in the World Series, Alden.
You know what, though? The main thing that has crippled the Dodgers in recent years, some would say, was the long layoff. The layoff between
we were just talking about this.
Yeah. The end of the regular season and, playing the division series. And the Dodgers thought that they bypassed that. And lo and behold, they now have a longer layoff than they otherwise would have ever had that they got to navigate through.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope it trips them up, Alden, just for our sake. Anyway, great talking with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Alden.
Again, I mean, being able to handle that Ohtani story without blowing it too much out of proportion was not easy, because that was one of the greatest performances any of us have ever seen. And, appreciate all the work you do and for coming on and joining us here in San Diego. Thanks again.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that performance is so good that no matter what you write that night, you're always going to feel like you came up short. I continue to feel that way, but thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
No, you kept it under control, which like I said, a lot of people would have just blown it, I think, too much. Like I would have been reading it going, okay, enough already. But you didn't, you handled it right. Alden, thanks again, man. We'll see you soon.
No problem, guys. Take care.
Yes, sir. Alden Gonzalez from ESPN right there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Alden kind of hit on it. I do think the tenor of Dodgers being bad for baseball, they have flipped, and they are now using that as part of their motivation.
Oh,
it was like you gave them something to actually really stick to everybody.
Wow.
Successful teams have to keep finding things to hate.
There it is.
We have so much money on this team. We have to hate the people that hate us.
If that's what works. I'm telling you, Scraby. I mean, I saw it with Phil Jackson. You saw it with Phil Jackson. He could
100%.
find something every year to get upset about and motivate. That's
Dave
what
Roberts
works.
caused a lot of problems by the sinister sling. The guy's a liar. The guy's a straight up liar.
Sinister.
He said that Manny threw a ball at him, and he took his life in his own hands after that.
We got an hour in. We'll try to calm Scraby down and continue.
I can't
on with the
be
program.
calmed.
That's true. More Gwynn and Chris ahead.
Think you can out.
Welcome to the 3 o'clock hour. We thank Alden Gonzalez for joining us and kind of giving us some insight on what he's heard on the Albert Pujols front. All guests join us on 97.3 The Fan via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Daily Gambit coming your way shortly. We haven't really been able to get into it much, but we got into it a little bit. I mean, we know that the Dodgers are awaiting their opponent, Game 7 here tonight. Mariners, Blue Jays. I thoroughly enjoy a good Game 7.
They haven't really been a tense game yet. Every game's been 3 or 4 run difference, Tony.
We are due one of those.
At least one. I mean, Game 7s are normally kind of tight, closely contested, but the way these teams play, with the 3-run homers that Padre fans could only dream of, but God, every night these guys are popping 3-run homers and grand slams. And I thought the game Friday night, when the big dumper hit that home run with his team looking like they were on their way out, that was dramatic. And then of course Suarez hit the grand slam, but Blue Jays had the answer in Game 6, and Vladimir Guerrero, if he gets to the World Series, could end up breaking all kinds of records. I don't think anybody's ever hit more home runs than 10 in a postseason. I think that was a Rosarena, which might have been in
his
the
rookie year. I think it was.
I think though it was in the COVID year.
COVID year,
Rosarena hit all those home runs in the postseason. Most of them here.
Petco Park.
Yeah, right. Vlad's having an incredible run. I think the Mariners really should
stop pitching to him.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Pitching to him.
Yeah. So
let his happens. I don't care if there's no one on at this point. Walking him and make him have to remember. Like at some point, you're not going to swing the bat so long that we're going to take you out of rhythm.
One of the worst things that happened in Game 5 was that I remember one time we said they should walk him here and they struck him out. And that was not good because now they think they can get him every time. And he's getting them every time.
That's worked against him at this point.
Right.
The NBA returns tomorrow.
Yes, and I love the opening night doubleheader. I mean, you got Bulls, Hornets, followed by 76ers and Wizards. No, of course not.
I don't think I saw that
doubleheader. No. You've got Durant against Oklahoma City. You got Curry against the LeBron-less Lakers tomorrow.
But we still have Luka. So
that's right. Luka will be in the game, so there'll be star power.
I've seen Netflix has a new kind of doc. I think it's on Kevin Durant, or he's a part of this doc. And there's some great behind the scenes footage of him talking about why he's on Twitter the way he is. He says if he can't get the dopamine from playing basketball, getting on Twitter and going at people who are going at him.
Is that what it is that I get every time I go on Twitter? I get my dopamine shot, huh?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
yes,
you don't think you do.
I didn't realize being called an idiot increased my dopamine level, but I'm glad to hear that, Tony.
No, it's what actually gets you on there before they call you an idiot, right? Okay. It's what as you're scrolling to see all of it.
Gotcha. He just got a big old extension.
Yes,
didn't
he did.
He's like 45 years old. He's getting $45 million a year.
This dude is
plays at a decently high level.
Yes,
I don't know if you've noticed.
He's like a hired assassin, and he's like happy to do it too.
He's one of the best players ever, right? He's got to be a top.
Yeah.
If you have a 12-man team, he needs to be on it.
He's easily at the top 12.
Yeah,
I don't even think. Yeah, that's not an argument for me at least. All right, Daily Gambit. Let's get to it.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. This hour is brought to you by Staples. We have to make sure we keep up with this, guys. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. All right. Last week, we bet on the Blue Jays and the Mariners on Friday night. Blue Jays were -1.5 on the run line. We all went Mariners, and I wrote that the Mariners won 86-2, but that would be very crazy.
Yeah, how about to say you
I
sound
believe
like
it was 6-2.
It was 6-2.
That grand slam only counted for 4 runs, not 84 runs.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought that in Game 6 or Game 5, it counts for 82 runs.
No, sorry, buddy.
But we all won that one. Dodgers -1.5 against the Brew Crew. You guys picked Dodgers. I picked Brew Crew. Dodgers win 5-1. Over under 7.5 total runs between the Brewers. The Rogers is what I was going to say. Brewers.
You're speed
and
typing
Dodgers.
again, huh?
Yes. Chris and Tony said over 7.5 runs. I said under, and it was under. I had 6.
I want to thank the Brewers for making our misery a little more easy to stomach. The fact that we couldn't score against the Cubs, but they were even worse against the Dodgers.
They were pretty bad.
They were
4 runs in 4 games.
for them.
That's it. Yeah.
It was rough for them. More Ks on Friday night. Kevin Gausman of the Blue Jays or Ohtani. Chris, you went Gausman. Tony and I went Ohtani. Ohtani had 10. Gausman had 4. Then this one wasn't even a competition.
No.
Runs plus hits plus RBIs between Vlad and Ohtani. This is not even total bases.
We all went
Vlad, and we did. Ohtani had
Good
9.
reason. Good reason, by the way.
He had 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 3 solo shots.
And he would have
basically.
I think he would have had 4 home runs
Now,
if he would have come up again.
I
I don't think he would have not hit another home run the
I
way he
think-
was swinging.
I think it's really important that I bring this up. Scrappy, you remember what was it last week? You were like questioning why are they intentionally
walking
walking?
into Ohtani.
This
There's
is
your
why.
answer.
I
This
mean,
is
I
why.
wasn't disagreeing. I was just like,
I think at the
each
time you were
time it
kind of
happened,
befuddled,
they
like,
ended up
He's
walking.
only hitting one something. Why not just pitch to him? Well,
Trust
this
me,
is this is why.
I understood. I could not handle the Ohtani love over the weekend. I mean, Major League Baseball.
It's not Ohtani love.
You cannot
He
blame.
just
You
had a
cannot
ridiculous
blame
game.
Major League Baseball for overrating what he did.
I did
Friday
not say.
night.
You didn't even let me finish.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Major League Baseball just can't wait to promote the Dodgers. It's insane how much they love to.
You know what?
promote
I
the
was
Dodgers.
watching Fox over the weekend, a college football game. It said 210 hours
not.
until Ohtani is up to bat. Remember they did that in the World Series last year?
I just put him up there.
Yeah,
You see that has that? I don't know. There's been a
3
thing this year,
batters.
right?
No, that better not. That better not come back.
And they took it completely away. That's how much
it better
That's how
not
much
come
it offended everybody. Like
It
we're
did.
never using this again.
I hope they don't.
Cal -8.5 against North Carolina. North Carolina made the trek over to Berkeley. You guys chose North Carolina. I chose Cal. Cal won, but they only won by 3, 21-18. So you guys win that one. This was a fun game. Georgia against Ole Miss. Georgia -7. Chris went Georgia. Tony and I went Ole Miss. Georgia won, but they won by 8.
Yeah,
43-35.
And Ole Miss was up by
They were.
a ton in the fourth quarter,
were.
and then that
Gave
was
it up.
Yeah, they gave it up.
Notre Dame -9.5 against USC. Chris and Tony went USC. I went Notre Dame, and right on it again. Notre Dame wins 34-24, so I win that bet. Browns -2.5 against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That was like actually giving your team a chance.
That
in
was
this
right.
game.
I was taking candy from a
I
baby
mean,
there.
Browns, you get 3 points for being a home team. They didn't even get their 3 points.
Right,
I
they
don't-
were saying that the Dolphins were better.
Yeah,
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys chose Dolphins. I went Browns. Browns won 31-6. And then finally, the Utah Mammoth -1.5 on the puck line against the Sharkies. Chris and I went Sharkies. Tony went Utah. Utah wins 6-3. So
Yeah, buddy.
Sharkies still winless, the only winless team in the league. All right, here we go for tonight. There's a lot to do, guys, so let's try to. We're gonna have to hustle a little bit here.
buckle down.
Start with Blue Jays Mariners. Blue Jays are favored by 1.5. Start with you, Scraby. You won the week again. So Toronto minus 1.5. Game 7 in Toronto.
I think if there's any shot at the Dodgers losing, Vlad Jr. has to be a part of it, so I'm going to go Blue Jays.
Blue Jays to win. I'll take Seattle, just mostly because I'm rooting for them, and I'm hoping for one-run game. Tony?
Yeah, I'm also going to go Mariners. Rooting for an all West Coast.
Yeah, be fun. Keep
World
those
Series,
people on the East Coast out of it.
Yeah, get you know what? I can get behind that.
Worry about a West Coast World Series first, and then a Seattle winner second.
And then, keep it all in the U.S. as well. I don't think the Dodgers want to keep going back and forth over
that would
the
be great.
Either team, right?
Neither team wants to go back and forth. 7.5 runs tonight, guys. I'm going to go under, just based on what I said earlier. I think most game 7s are really tight, close to the vest. So I'll say under 7.5. Tony?
Under.
Most of the series has played well over this number.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
You're going to go over. All right, Shane Bieber, strikeouts against George Kirby. Bieber -1. Tony.
So Bieber's got he's starting with one less, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes, he's got to strike out one more to break even.
I'm going Kirby.
Kirby.
The Curbster.
Scrabby.
Bieber.
I'm going to go Bieber, too. I think he's going to be in there a little longer. I think they're going to get Kirby out quick. Vlad versus the Big Dumper. Total bases. Scraby. The Dumpers come up big, but not as often as Vlad so far.
I'm going to go with Vlad.
Vlad, total bases. I'm going to say the Big Dumper delivers one more time, just because I love rooting for him. And I also appreciate Joe Davis calls him the Big Dumper almost every time. He seems to like the nickname.
The Big Dumper.
Yeah. Tony?
He does say it all the time.
Yeah.
I can hear his voice say it.
Total bases here. Vlad, Big Dumper.
Who you got? I'm going to go Vlad.
All right. Lions -5.5 against the Buccaneers tonight. I like the Buccaneers, but not tonight. I like the Lions in this spot at home coming off a loss. Tony.
Yeah, Buccaneers got a couple guys missing too.
Still got guys missing, although Evans I think will play.
And Ibuka.
Ibuka's going to get in?
Yeah, I thought I saw that he's playing.
I'm going Lions.
A little too late to change my lineup now.
I'm going Lions.
Lions.
It's not too late.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you already
used that spot.
Yeah.
Scrape.
Lions.
54.5 points for this game tonight.
Ooh, man.
Tony, that's a lot. Wow.
It is, but
31-24 would just get you over the number. Tony.
Under.
Scrape.
Over.
Wow.
This is going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, even high-scoring, it's going to be under, I say. Seahawks -3 at home against the Texans. Tony. Seahawks can't seem to win at home, but are unbeatable on the road. Tonight they are home. How are their fans going to be tonight? They're going to have to be watching the baseball somewhere along the line. If they're sitting in the stands
that is
there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You have to be a non-Mariners fan to go to this game.
This is which team, right?
Seahawks -3.
Yeah, give me Seahawks.
I'm going to take them anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Scraby.
If the Mariners do win and this crowd figures it out during the game, it's going to get wild.
Give them a boost.
Say Seahawks.
Seattle. I'll take Seattle also. Texans haven't been great. Seattle's got to win one. All right, more receiving yards in their game. For the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown. For the Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba. And it's my turn. My guy Smith and Jigba, but I need him to get like 400 yards to win my fantasy game, so that's not going to happen. I'll take him anyway, though. He's been great. Amon-Ra catches more passes, but not for as many yards. Tony.
Yeah, I'm going in Jigba.
Yeah, Smith and Jigba. Scrape.
I cannot stand him. I'm going with St.
You can't stand who?
Yeah,
he doesn't like
Smith
anybody on my team. He's been rooting for Mbuka to get hurt all year. The guy got his way.
The guy is just taunting left and right and just never gets called for it.
Gosh, stop it.
You can't spin a football.
Yes, you can spin it.
You can't spin a football on a sideline after you make a catch on the opposite sideline. That's just
spin it.
That is taunting 101 right there, but he never gets called.
If you're feeling some type of way, don't give up the catch.
Yeah. The next time George Kittle makes a catch without celebrating wildly.
He didn't actually make any catches last night.
All right, one hockey game real quick, because Carolina is the only undefeated, untied team in the league. They're 5-0. They play at Las Vegas tonight in the NHL, and Vegas is actually favored by 1.5 goals at home. Do they hand Carolina their first loss, Tony?
No,
they
the
do Canes.
Not. Canes, baby.
Canes, he says. Scraby.
I'm gonna go with Vegas.
Vegas to knock them out.
Oh wait, no, they're -1.5. I'm going Canes.
Canes. All right, I'll take Vegas for keep it interesting. Contrarian. All right, more Gwynn and Chris coming up in this hour. NBA season starts tomorrow. Keith Smith, who's real good on the NBA Spot Track, joins us in a little bit. We'll keep you up to date with the Padres and the search for a manager. Albert Pujols squarely in the crosshairs. We'll have more on that after traffic.
From the
Friday time, and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres as the Padres get set to start the 3-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but we were really impressed, and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that obviously I do remember that conversation we had out there, and completely different times. And no, I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go, and I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there, and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think, you look now, we're at August 1st, and at this point right now, I've matched some career highs, and I think that after we saw what happened yesterday, I think that the goal of winning a World Series is right in front of us.
Yeah. Gavin Sheets joins us here, Padre outfielder, DH. He's kind of done a little bit of everything for the Pods. And Gavin, let's talk about the process, because we knew from having that conversation in spring training what your goals were, the things you kind of wanted to accomplish. But I know as you go through the season, you kind of have to be able to be flexible in how you are going to manage all of this. You've had times where you've been hot. You've cooled, gotten back hot. What has that process been like for you, sticking with it through some of the ups and downs you've had?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beautiful thing of baseball is no matter how hot you are, how cold you are, you got to come to the ballpark the next day and do it again. And being an everyday guy for the first time in my career has been incredible. And I think you learn how to handle those things, and you kind of learn on the fly, and you battle with, soreness and all this stuff that goes on, and showing up to the ballpark every single day and bringing it, and, dealing with slumps, dealing with hot streaks. And I've just enjoyed every second of it. Obviously, the roles might change a little bit going forward, but, whatever it is, and whatever I need to do, and, the goal and the work ethic and all that still stays the same going forward.
Gavin, you knew that you could come here and be a big contributor, and you told us that, and you had us believing. I imagine that everyone was confident in your ability, when they put you in the lineup opening day. But how much did it mean to you personally, and in terms of feeling a part of things, to get that home run on opening day, just contribute right off the bat, kind of signal to everybody that, I'm going to be around to help this club this year?
Yeah, that was I couldn't have scripted a better start. Obviously, that was about as cool as it gets. I hit a home run in the playoffs in 21, and that was about as close as, if not better, a feeling than I've ever had in my career. So that was just incredible. I mean, obviously playing in front of this home crowd and getting the first taste of it that day, and to be able to produce like that was a pretty special welcome to San Diego, to say the least.
Gavin, obviously we got a chance to chat with your dad, Larry, out in Philadelphia. He was out on the field. And I imagine for him, as it was for my dad, watching you is probably much harder than it was for him to be on the field. How much has he enjoyed getting a chance to see your success and get to be an everyday player through most of this year so far?
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, he stresses out more watching me than when he played, for sure. But he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He's thoroughly enjoyed watching the brand of baseball we play, the way we go about our business, and obviously being a contributing factor to that has made it enjoyable for him. He can't stand the West Coast time zone. He said he's losing a lot of sleep because of it, but he's thoroughly enjoying every second of it.
Friday time and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres as the Padres get set to start the 3-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but we were really impressed and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that obviously I do remember that conversation we had out there in completely different times. And I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go, and I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think, you look now where
little NBA season starts tomorrow.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know that I've ever seen you with Diet Coke before. Is this a new thing? I've never seen you with a Diet Coke. You got a big old liter joint.
I brought it. Well, it was left over from last week. It's not a whole full one.
Oh, I've never seen the full thing before.
He's a Diet Coke.
Come in here
guy?
with a big gulp all the time.
No, but it's very strange.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's Diet Coke. I see you with the big gulp all the time. That's Diet Coke in there.
Yes.
It's very strange to see Chris using a cup that was brought that was taken from
the
here.
only thing they had.
He was thirsty.
Using a Pizza Port Brewing Company glass. God knows where that came from.
Pizza Port.
I don't even know what that is. So.
Pizza Port is great.
I love Pizza Port.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even know what it is.
They just got a free pub out of it. All right, back at you, 3:23. Talking NBA in a minute. I did go to the Aztec basketball Friday night. I was excited to see the Aztecs, game against UCLA. I thought the crowd was great, Tony. I don't know what the official number was, 8,000 or 9,000.
Yeah.
They were loud. They were into it. Great ovation for Reese Dixon Waters coming off of, his injury. And then and Ziegler wrote this in the story correctly, by the way. At every game, I guess, the Aztec student section stands up and claps and chants and goes bump, 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 whatever, until they get the first basket. Yep. Well, they were doing it for about 20 minutes. Yeah. And it got
8 minutes of basketball time.
It really got like, okay, enough. We know we haven't scored yet. Like, right? You could just tell it was 17-0 UCLA. But the Aztecs actually ended up making a game of it. I think they got within 3 in the second half. Did lose to UCLA. Brian Dutcher said, we got out of that game exactly what we wanted. Yeah. And I think as a coach, probably not far off. I don't know that you want to be down 17-0 with 10 turnovers, but if you want to get the attention of your team and remind them that you still got to go out there and play, you can't read press clippings. I think this was the kind of game.
I don't know that they cared about the turnovers from the standpoint. They knew they were going to have them because it was the first time they had faced that kind of pressure. That's why they both wanted to play one another.
Right. UCLA plays some good defense.
100%. And so if you can start to handle that type of press, you're not going to feel, it's not going to feel the same against some of the other opponents. Or, as a matter of fact, it gets you prepared for what often you're going to see.
Mitch Cronin said the same thing. Even
Yeah.
though he won, he was happy with what he had to face.
I loved his answer. He said, well, we got paid $90,000 to come down here.
Yeah. Where did we come up with money, by the way, to pay anybody to come down here?
He said they asked him about it. He was like, yeah, well, we got $90,000 to come. And
Yeah.
we knew we wanted the toughest game without having to get on a plane.
He said the right
and
thing.
it was no doubt San Diego State.
Yeah. So that was fun. Saturday, I should mention, the women's team had one of their secret scrimmages, and they did the opposite. They scored the first 16 points.
Wow.
So good start for them. They ended up beating Irvine, I think, by 50.
Mm.
So, I don't know how good Irvine is,
yet, ladies.
but that's a good start for them. And then the football team gets votes in the top 25. I know it's only 7 votes, but that's 7 more than I've seen in a few years.
It's been a while since we've seen votes.
Right. So good for them. We'll get back into San Diego State stuff as the week goes along. There was one interesting college football story in town this weekend that you may not have seen unless you get the newspaper, right?
Or if you have the app.
Okay, the app.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
that
right.
does.
Because
also
it was a headline story in Saturday's paper. Kirk
But
wrote it.
how
did
did
Kirk
this-
write it? I
Yes,
think he
Kirk
did.
did.
Yeah.
Kirk did write it.
I was closing up shop on Friday night when I was listening to Bart Winkler. Is that his name? Yeah, Bart
I have
Winkler.
no
I don't know
idea.
why I forgot his last name for a second. But he brought it up, and I'm like, how have I not seen this yet?
I hadn't heard anything about it, but here it is. If you didn't, read about it, interestingly, evidently Mark Neville, the head of the director of Sports San Diego, which now runs the Holiday Bowl, actually made a trip to Saudi Arabia, and there was some discussion about moving the Holiday Bowl to Saudi Arabia. The Atlantic Coast Conference, one of the game's 2 participating leagues, said, we're not doing that. Neville said, we're always looking at considering ideas to make us better. I get it. You always should be. I don't begrudge anybody doing that. Honestly, without being too political, though, I don't know that I really feel like our bowl game going there. It's just not the kind of relationship I'd be comfortable with personally, but it's not me.
Yes. I mean, there's a number of
things about
issues
Saudi
that pop
Arabia
up.
that are a big turnoff to quite a few people.
No doubt. No doubt. Human rights, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff is certainly would sound a lot of alarm bells.
I
But
think it would.
it sounds like this was something explored.
Exploratory move.
And
yeah.
it didn't sound like there were a whole bunch of people involved. It was, I think they went down there, they take a look. Apparently, it was one of the 2 conferences. I think it's the ACC that actually
Yes, they're the ones
barked
that said,
at it. It was like, nah, this ain't happening.
I mean, you're talking about bringing 2 college football teams all the way around the world to a.
But how much longer is it
a
going to be
different
before
country.
there is a bowl game played somewhere out there like that?
I don't think it's far off.
Right?
I don't
So
think it's
maybe
far.
Mark was ahead of the
I'm
game
not
here.
even,
in that
I'm not
right-
even going
in
to
that
rule
right.
out a place like Saudi Arabia.
Right.
You just
Somebody
can't.
may do this. Remember, Saudi Arabia is basically their sports people are what fund the live, and
Yep.
they have their hands in a lot of different sporting events
No doubt.
out there.
No doubt.
Stop
And a
taking
lot
ours.
of they have endless money, right?
They
Tennis.
really do.
There's tennis. Was it the Formula One?
Formula.
They do a
Well,
lot of sponsorship there.
They do
Anyway.
a ton of sponsorship everywhere.
Right. So anyway, although I know Mark really well and have for a long time, I don't begrudge him checking into it because I think you should always. But I'm kind of glad this didn't happen. I don't know. And then the Holiday Bowl should be played here, right? I mean, isn't that also part of the equation?
I think that's why we enjoy it,
it's
right?
not going to be. It's
gotta
not
be
going to
San
be
Diego
there.
Fair.
I mean, I
Right.
read that they don't have a sponsor for the business is tough for
Oh
the
yes,
Holiday
no,
Bowl.
the business has been
Yeah.
tough, and that's why Mark Neville and the people.
That's why they had to look.
They're
Right.
smart, and they've also, started this Sports San Diego, which also stages the college basketball tournament at UCSD
Yeah,
over
the
Thanksgiving.
Radies
Has
Children's.
Florida coming in, by the way, this year, number 2 in the nation, defending national champion. They're doing a lot of good things because the Holiday Bowl is not as easy to, sell anymore for various reasons. Mostly the fact that college football has a playoff now, and the bowls have become
Obsolete a little
less
bit.
significant. Yeah.
I know who to blame for this Holiday Bowl, money issues.
What's that?
I blame Chip Kelly. because according to the article by Kirk Kenny,
yeah,
his canceling like 5 hours before the game just like wiped
Oh,
out
that's right.
all of their money.
That's right.
it's
that they had.
and have they never been able to recoup that? In
That's what
terms
it
of-
said
sounded
that they
like.
went after it,
I
but I'm not
know.
sure if they were.
They sued,
able
and
to.
they didn't give us an
never
update
got
on
a
how that
result.
went down. Yeah.
It's all Chip Kelly's fault.
My wife is a red coat, as is Adam, working with the Holiday Bowl. I don't even think they actually call them red coats anymore now that the sports ending. They all wear their red coats.
They're just not called.
They're
red
not
coats.
calling them necessarily, but my wife, Adam, and Braden is now attached to that. Would have been fun sending them all to Saudi Arabia for a while, but that's not going to be the case. So,
Chris, if Lori went, would you go?
I don't. I do like
Yes.
it.
Yes,
well, if
he
she
would
said
go.
I was going, then I would go. Yes, that's the answer there.
Yes, he's going.
So, all right. In case you hadn't heard that, I thought it was something to certainly discuss. More Gwynn and Chris coming up. NBA season. Keith Smith, who's on it, will join us when we come back, and a lot more Gwynn and Chris ahead until 6 o'clock tonight.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
Gavin Sheets is with us, and man, he's a big reason why the Padres have had the kind of season they've had so far. And I've said it many times. Where would we be without you, Gavin? I want to ask a little bit about left field. You have really impressed, a lot of people. I think from how far you've come in left field, and maybe the early games there was just a matter of kind of getting reacquainted with it out there. It's not easy. Balls are slicing. Balls are hit hard over your head.
Yeah.
I hope we can start laughing now. Is it long enough since the collision with the fence? But look, man.
Trust me, we're well past that. I think I'm in a couple different group chats, and I think that's the picture of me against the wall. So trust me, those guys did a lot. they didn't wait very long. I can promise you that.
I bet. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky that because I've seen a lot of teams will go out there the next day and somebody will tape an outline of the player up against the fence where they ran it. I didn't see the Padres do that, but what I'm saying is. Go ahead.
I'm very happy we got to San Fran quickly.
Yeah, right. You got out of town.
That's right. We left right after.
That's what happened. But no, let's be serious because left field, I think you've been great, and really done a nice job, made some really good catches out there. I think it seems to me that Schilt and the staff, are pretty comfortable with you out there. Where are you at in left field?
Yeah, I think that, no, you said it right. I think, in the beginning, getting out there just, because I had never really played left, and getting out there, one day a week, once every 2 weeks, that was tough. And, I knew that once they kind of gave me the keys to left field, I bought in and enjoyed it, took it as obviously a huge compliment to be thrown out there. And, and just put a lot of work out there. Macias and I, the outfield coach, we busted our butt out there and kind of enjoyed the process of it, and enjoyed growing as an outfielder, enjoyed the, just being able to help the team in many different ways. And, I think just buying in and putting in work out there. But you're right. I think I grew a lot out there from April and May to where we are now.
Gavin, I want to highlight something you kind of alluded to in one of your earlier answers. You said that your role might change. Talk a little bit about watching as everybody else was last night, as all these deals are flurrying through. Talk about kind of recognizing that maybe your role changes a little bit, but also the excitement of acquiring all of this talent as you guys, focus on perhaps winning a World Series.
Yeah. Man, it was, I felt like a fan like everybody else yesterday, just watching along and seeing all the moves that were being made across the league. And, I think what we did yesterday just solidifies that everybody in the clubhouse has the same goal. Front office all the way down, ownership all the way down. And, obviously we bring in the players that we brought in. It makes this team extremely dangerous from top to bottom. And then you look at our pitching and our bullpen, and man, thank God I'm on this team, because coming to San Diego and getting potentially Mason Miller in the fifth inning, that's about as good as it gets. And, obviously I don't know what the role is going to be going forward. I don't know how we're going to, manage everything. Obviously that's way out of my control, but I do know that we all have the same goal in mind. And I think that it really showed yesterday that we're not messing around and we're going for it.
And you've kind of sent that message again also, Gavin. I mean, the one thing I've been really impressed with, along with your growth in left field, is the hitting against left-handers. I don't know that they, you can look at numbers, et cetera. I think the team, the staff, they want to see you against some left-handed pitching, but I don't know that they expected a lot. And then you came in there and started tearing up left-handed pitching pretty good. So, I think you're going to get chances the next 2 months because of the way you performed. Just real quick for us, standing in the batter's box, what is your mindset, or is it any different against a lefty as opposed to a righty?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just is staying a little bit more opposite field gap oriented against lefties. I think that's what brought a lot of success for me, especially average wise. I think obviously my damage is more against righties, but I think I might be hitting for a higher average against lefties, and that's because, staying in there a little bit longer and using that opposite field gap, and everything's kind of be going away from me, and just trying to buy into just being a really good hitter and a really tough out. And I think when I just enjoyed facing lefties and took it personally and really worked at it and really opened up that opposite field gap was huge for me.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Look, most of us, good left-handed pitcher, we'd be stepping so far into the bucket, we'd be, facing the dugout. But I don't expect to see that from a guy that's willing to run into the left field wall to catch a ball. And I know people might poke fun at this play, but I think it says a lot about, your
3:36 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Chris, I think your camera's a little bit off.
The first time.
Nope, it's not. It happens from time to time.
Pretty much every break, camera.
If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spirocuisines.com. Apparently, we got Mariners, Blue Jays, not apparently. That's happening. NBA starts tomorrow. A couple of deals happening in the NBA as the season gets ready to start. We mentioned Kevin Durant got the $90 million two-year extension.
Good thing for him because he was running a little low on cash.
Christian Braun. He reaches the guard for Denver.
Yeah.
$125 million extension.
Wow.
Kudos to him. The young man getting paid. Your guy, Mr. White.
Colby White. Going to miss the first month of the season or so, or maybe week or two.
Calf injury. 2 weeks.
Good stuff.
2 more weeks.
Good way to start.
And lastly, Dyson Daniels, the young forward for the Atlanta Hawks, got a 4-year $100 million extension. So,
well, I don't know. Does everybody remember who the NBA champion is?
Yes,
I mean, we do. But you know what I mean? Oklahoma City beat Indiana in a great 7-game series that I still will never know. But Indiana had to pretty much play Game 7 without Halliburton, who got hurt at the beginning of that game.
Who will miss all of this year, by the way.
Right, and is out for the whole year because of that. Also out all of this year will be Jason Tatum in Boston, unless he can make it for the playoffs, which a lot of people aren't sure the Celtics will even make.
Right.
I know one thing: if the Celtics aren't good this year, teams will try to beat them by as much as they can because old Joe there, the smartest man in basketball, ran up a few scores on people the last few years with those 3-pointers.
I'm not a big fan of Joe, but I really did appreciate his coaches versus media game that he put on the other day.
Oh yeah,
where they showed there was no breaks for anybody, as I believe they ran up the score. I think the media scored like 2 points. Coaches had like 65. It was kind of funny to watch.
Was this like a Celtics coaches thing?
Yes.
Oh, Joe Mazzulla
so the Celtics coaches played.
He just had to prove.
What did they do? Play Bob Ryan and these 75-year-old Boston Globe writers?
It was all looked like young people out there on the court. They didn't have Bob.
Joe needed to
Bob definitely wasn't on the
lineup.
court. I would have recognized him.
Goodness gracious. Bob's pushing 80. He's a wonderful guy, but
Joe's like, I got a brilliant idea. I haven't beat anyone in basketball for a while. Let's invite the media over.
Yeah,
I'll look good in front of them.
What is Joe's name? The Celtic guy.
Mazzullo.
Yeah. I'll cover Bob Ryan, he said. Put me on Ryan. I'll shut him down.
We will.
Now the Lakers, give me a little breakthrough on them. They got Marcus Smart now, right?
Yep.
I like that pickup. They got DeAndre Ayton, who a lot of people don't like, but we'll see. Maybe he can prove everybody wrong.
He's got some prove it things going on there.
Yeah, and LeBron will not start the season.
Got sciatica.
Yes, that's something a lot of us recognize. Sorry about that, LeBron.
All right, let's get to Keith Smith. Spot Track joins us here after we check some traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. A couple problems in the North County. Crash the clearing stage on the North 5 coastline right before the racetrack. Also, a stalled vehicle partially blocking the Center City Parkway off-ramp northbound 15. Crash on Caliente Avenue off-ramp eastbound 905. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Just a reminder, all guests join us on the 97.3 The Fan via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Keith Smith joins us, Spot Track. Keith, how are you? Thanks for joining us today.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
NBA season tips off tomorrow, and a lot of moving pieces from last season to this season. Kevin Durant's now in Houston. You get the kind of first full season of the Lakers and their kind of experience with LeBron, and he's going out. Celtics, of course, trying to get back to where they were. How do you see this season? What are the biggest storylines for you as we move into the year?
I think probably the biggest one is, can anybody take down the Thunder? The Nuggets got close last year. The Pacers got close in the finals. And so that tells us they're not unbeatable, but boy, are they good. And they're basically running it back with their whole group from a year ago. Every rotation player that contributed to them will be back for another season. A couple of them a year older and more experience, and they're going to be really, really good. Denver's going to try. Denver remade their bench. They traded Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. They're trying to get another run in there with Jokic. And then in the East, it's who steps in. The Pacers are down without Halliburton. The Celtics are going to be down without Jason Tatum and some of the trades they made. So then, the Cavs and the Knicks, this looks like golden opportunities for them to step forward in the Eastern Conference.
Can't believe you didn't mention the Bulls as a potential threat, but it's okay. I get it. No, Keith, give me some of the whole TV thing. Let's start there. We're going to be getting our basketball a little differently as fans this year. I know the first couple games tomorrow are actually on NBC. There are some ESPN broadcasts still, but the NBA, catch us up here. The NBA has made deals all over the map. I mean, you can go streaming and cable and wherever you can go. It's going to be, it might take a while for us to find the games or get used to it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a new rhythm this year. The good news is there's more games. If you just have an antenna, you are going to see more NBA games than you've seen in decades, because NBC's back in the mix, and they're going to have a couple games per week until football season ends, and then they're going to pick up an additional night when the football season ends and they don't have Sunday nights on NBC anymore. They'll replace that with basketball. So that's great. ABC's picking up more games than they have in the past on the ESPN side. But yeah, now with NBC, you've got Peacock in the mix. So they're going to have some games, and then Amazon Prime comes in as a completely new player where they're going to have some games as well on Amazon Prime. So a little different. The NBA, if you follow the NBA Twitter account, they actually put out a graphic today which tells you where to find them on what nights for those national broadcasts.
Keith, what do you think the NBA is looking for as they make the move from TNT, ESPN, and they're starting to spread this around? What is the idea, do you think, behind the NBA's thought in going this route?
About $70 billion.
Fair enough.
I mean, realistically, that's what it was. It was NBC had said they wanted back in on the NBA when they had a chance to bid for it, and TNT said that they believed in their contract with the NBA that they had match rights, and they believed that they matched. The NBA said that they didn't, because they did not have the streaming service like Peacock, that robust streaming service. So that kind of took them in a different direction. But that's, at the end of the day, it is get the most money, because that's what gets the owners and the players the most money. That's why the salary cap is going up. And for NBC, they're excited. They're going to fire up Round Ball Rock again, and we're all going to be excited to watch the NBA on NBC like it's the late 90s again.
And the thing that you forgot to tell us there, Keith, is that because the television money is going to be so much more lucrative, all of the NBA teams have slashed their ticket prices in half this year to make it easier for the fans. No, I know.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I know that didn't happen. I wish that one day it would, though. Wouldn't that be something? I know it's not possible. Keith Smith, Spot Track, is with us. All right, so when the Celtics were winning, and they've still been good, but the three-point thing took over the game. Everybody's running to the three-point line. Oklahoma City certainly has great three-point shooting, but a little more of the, the attack from, the two-point area, especially with SGA. So do people copy Oklahoma City? And if so, does that change the look of the basketball at all this year?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, they're going to try. The challenge is not everybody has an SGA, right? So I think that's going to be your biggest challenge is if you want to try to do that, you better make sure you have one of the best mid-range players in the league. The reality is the three-point shot and the rate of them, it's not really going to change very much. It's just, it really becomes a math problem. Teams are going to continue to shoot a ton of three-pointers because the shot is worth half again as much as a regular shot. It's just, that's where the math lies. You only be so efficient on threes to make up for anything else. And just, it's a harder shot to guard because defenses need to get out there. So you're going to continue to see a lot of three-pointers thrown up. But I think what's interesting more from the way the Thunder and the Pacers played is I think teams are going to try this year to put more ball handlers on the floor, more speed on the floor, more guys who can actually create and really kind of get up and down and play a more entertaining style of basketball that way. Those are two of the more fun teams to watch in the league. And I will say this, you do have a couple teams, Dallas, Houston, and a few others, but those two primarily that are saying everybody else is going to go with extra ball handlers and speed. Guess what? We're going to go really big. The Mavericks started Cooper Flagg at point guard the other night in a lineup where Klay Thompson was the shortest guy on the floor. And then the Rockets countered with, all right, the next game we play, we're going to play Amin Thompson as the shortest guy on the floor. And both of those guys are 6'7". So that just gives you a sense of, hey, big balls, coming back around a little bit too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. This is going to be an interesting season. Keith Smith joins us here for Spo Track. And Keith, I want to ask you about those two teams in particular. I mean, they have they're both looking to take that next step, especially the Rockets. They move their young talent. They bring in the hired assassin and Kevin Durant. What do you think their ceiling looks like this year? They obviously came on the scene last year. They had a great regular season, fought pretty hard in the postseason. Where do you think the next step for that ball club is?
Yeah, I mean, they were hoping to be a title contender. They were hoping to be right there with Denver in that group of teams, kind of behind the Thunder, but ahead of the Lakers and the Clippers and the other teams in the West. But they lost Fred VanVleet for the season due to a torn ACL, and that's a huge loss. And because of when it happened, kind of right on the eve of training camp, they weren't in position to replace him in any any kind of meaningful way. They don't have a lot of guys that can be traded and so are a little bit deeper into the season and things like that. So I think we're really in a spot where the Rockets are going to be what they're going to be, at least for a little bit. Maybe a trade comes when we get closer to the trade deadline in February, but that's okay. They've got a lot of talent there with Kevin Durant. Alperen Sengun was really good last year and then went to a whole other level in Eurobasket. He's awesome. Thompson is one of the rising young stars in the league, and you've got other good players on that team. So I think that Rockets team is going to be really tough. I just think without Fred VanVleet, they can't adequately replace him. I think they're just a level down where that's still a pretty good team, a playoff team, but not quite a title contender.
Right.
Keith, are the Clippers still better than the Lakers? And I say that carefully with Tony in my midst. Both teams won 50 last year. The Lakers got the higher seed, as it turned out, and both went out in the first round. And I thought the Clippers were a little more disappointing, though, in their exit, losing to Denver with Harden and with Kawhi. And so rate both of those teams, head to head a little bit heading into the season.
Yeah, I think the Clippers' difference is they have a lot more depth than the Lakers do. If you look at their roster right now, I mean, they've got just coming off their bench, Chris Paul, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Brook Lopez, John Collins. Like, these guys have all been longtime starters in the NBA, and they're the Clippers bench guys. So that's pretty impressive to be in that position. What the Lakers have is more star power, and even with LeBron dealing with the sciatica issue that's going to keep him off to start the year, their star power is a lot more reliable to be in there night to night in the lineup. So that's where you feel good with Luka. I mean, Luka, we've seen what he can do basically by himself. He's that good. LeBron will get back. They're going to be careful with him. They're going to manage him. They're going to let him do what he needs to do to be healthy. But it's close. I'm going to lean the Clippers just a little bit because if Kawhi Leonard is healthy and on the team, pending what comes with this whole stuff with the tampering and salary cap circumvention. But it's, I think that just that depth is going to see them through in the regular season. In the playoffs, whole different story. Even if you're the Thunder, you feel good, but you don't want to look across the court and see Luka and LeBron as your matchup in the early round.
Yeah, no doubt. It should be a fun season. I'm looking forward to NBC and Peacock kind of taking over.
Get back
to some of that old music. Keith, as always, man, appreciate you coming on and spend some time with us.
Thanks, Keith.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. Keith Smith there for Spotrac. All guests, again, are join us on 97.3 The Fan via the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Man, Tony's so good at doing the David P. Shapiro lines.
Are you trying to say that I'm not?
Oh, no.
Is that another way of saying that?
I didn't say anything. I just said Tony
that
was very good.
I thought that was a shot. The NBA is still, fun in a lot of ways. You look at a team like the Spurs, like nowhere near the playoffs again. But you'd still tune in to watch Wembanyama play.
They got some pretty good players,
right?
There.
Phoenix still got Devin Booker, even though they're a last-place team last year. Philadelphia was in the cellar. I don't know that Joel Embiid can't somehow get healthy again. Who knows? I'm not going to prop the Bulls up. They were in last place again, but they've got some talented players. They're fun to watch. The league still the star power.
Didn't they get?
They were last in their division. The way they do the divisions, but. Anyway, I enjoy the NBA. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming a lot of games, so I'm hoping I'll be relying on that Sunday night.
Keith said if you have an antenna, you can watch the game. You'll be watching more games than you ever have.
Was he speaking my language like rabbit ears, where you move the thing around to try to get the snow off the picture?
I think he was speaking directly to you.
Look, I get into the NBA, but it's a long season. I think the NBA Cup is a good thing. At the beginning, it draws a little extra attention to it. But, Christmas is about when I get going on the NBA, and I think a lot of people kind of do. And Oklahoma City had an incredible year. I'd like to know if they're going to ever call SGA for pushing off. I'm going to look for that once this season. I'm back on that. But and can the Knicks really do it? Because it's open for the Knicks to finally make
fired
it now.
the most successful.
Right, they got rid of him. Who did they bring in?
They brought in Mike Brown.
Oh, our guy from USD.
That's right.
Mike Brown. Good luck, Mike. If they don't win 60 games, they're going to run them out of the Big Apple. I just know those fans there. So, all right.
Let's get to break. 4 o'clock hour on the way. Chris versus the fans.
Yes, sir.
I'm on it today, boys.
288-0973.
We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Machado has joined the show. Manny, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
I guess we got to start with the most important part. I mean, you reached a pretty big milestone, hit 2,000. You had 2004 now. You hit 350 early in the year. I mean, at what point in the offseason, at what point at all does this start to become something that you're actually thinking about? Because, I mean, that's a lot of hits, man. You ain't thinking about that from the beginning.
I knew the 3,000 was coming. I mean, I knew both of them going into the season where I was at, how many I was missing to get to those milestones. But thinking about it, I mean, right to like when you got 2 hits left, I'm not gonna lie, I've been searching for those 2 hits for a while, and man, I said it earlier this week. I mean, it's really hard to get a hit in the big leagues.
Yeah,
and that made me realize that just looking for those 2 hits, you're I mean. The ones before have come. I mean, I hit 3 yesterday. That was, it kind of just came. But when you're searching for it, when you want to hit those 2 hits, man, it's really hard. But finally you get it, and it's kind of like, all right, let's go. Now it's kind of let's get it past it and enjoy it.
Did it weigh on you as you got closer? I mean, you started about 100 away when you came into the
100.
season. Did it weigh on you as you started to get closer?
No, not really. Not really. I think when it got really close, I think when it was when it kind of started thinking about it, the last couple, and it didn't help that I kind of got into a little fun going into, Cincinnati and Philadelphia. I'm like, man, those are the 2 places that you want to get hot. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to these 2 places, get a few homers, get a few knocks, hopefully, get it done on the road. And then, you go to Cincy, we get almost no hit by Nick. And then that whole road trip kind of just went to spiral, and I couldn't really get it. But you know what? I think everything happens for a reason. Yeah. It kind of felt good to do it in front of the home crowd and get the standing ovation and do it in front of the people that support you every single day. So I think that it kind of worked out even better.
Talking to Manny Machado here on 97.3 The Fan for Friar Friday. And one of the things I love about you is that you love the game and the history of the game and the history behind the stats and all that stuff. And do you ever get to stop and think about 40 years from now, 30, 40 years from now? I know I'm going to be telling my unborn grandchildren that I'm sitting here interviewing you right now because I think you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. But do you ever give yourself the ability to stop and think about how you're going to be remembered?
Not really, honestly. Not really. I love living in the moment. I people ask me, how's it feel to hit 2,000 hits? Were you even thinking about that? And honestly, I kind of don't even want to reflect on it yet. I think I kind of want to wait for that and kind of look back and really realize, how cool all of this is. I kind of just, that's how I live life. I like living in the moment. I just enjoy every single day. Today's a brand new day, put yesterday in the past and enjoy what's today going to bring us. Right. And, I kind of just try to live by that way. But hopefully, one day I definitely want to look back. I know they're pretty cool numbers. They're pretty cool things I've been doing so far. But I kind of just want to keep living in the moment for a little bit more.
How long can you see yourself playing in your 40s?
I mean, I got no choice. I got no choice.
Deeper into your 40s, can you see yourself?
I mean, how this game is going, probably not. But yeah, I'm gonna try to. I mean, look, there's 2 sides of things, right? There's obviously I'm gonna be a little bit older. The game's going to be younger. The game's probably going to be faster. I mean, when I came up 10 years ago, it was average. You had 2 guys in the bullpen throwing 96.
Right.
I mean, you have 2 guys throwing 96 now, and everybody else is throwing harder than that.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
that's the lowest now at this point. So, is the game going to be at that level when I'm in the 40s? Who knows? But on the flip side of that, I mean, there's going to be technology. There's going to be stuff that you can do a lot better to take care of your body a lot better. You know, you're going to be able to recover faster. And I think, you know, me knowing myself, I'm probably going to be ahead of that curve on you know, trying to take care of my body as best as I can.
Talking to Manny Machado here on Friday, 97.3 The Fan. And I want to know, because you hit number 2000 was a hard hit single. Number 2001, a homer. Would you have switched those in your mind? Or are you happy with how it played out?
No, I think I'm good how it played out. You know, I think it's better kind of just to have that moment for yourself and kind of just sit. Man, I would have preferred a double, honestly.
Okay.
I would have preferred a double than a single. But even before that, I was even telling Bogey, I walked out, I'm like, man, I think I'm going to butt. I think I'm going to butt one, you know, just to kind of get a little closer to that 2000.
That would have been memorable if you would have bunted on your 2000 hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Machado has joined the show. Manny, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
I guess we got to start with the most important part. I mean, you reached a pretty big milestone, hit 2000, you hit 2004 now, you hit 350 early in the year. I mean, at what point in the offseason, at what point at all does this start to become something that you're actually thinking about? Because, I mean, that's a lot of hits, man. You ain't thinking about that from the beginning.
I knew the 3000 was coming. I mean, I knew both of them going into the season where.
On Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports talk station, also #1 in this time slot. We appreciate everybody who listens and has boosted our ratings out there. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll continue to deliver, be able to talk, to deliver stuff that you enjoy on a daily basis. Right now we're going to deliver you the very popular segment called Chris versus the Fans. Chance for you to dial in, perhaps go see Jerry Seinfeld in concert in Las Vegas, 833-288-0973. We'll get you in the game.
The Mariners got their team sweatsuits on, arriving to the field.
Mariners are trying to show a little togetherness. Game 7 of the ALCS is about an hour away. Shane Bieber is dressed for success. Teacher. That's a good look. As relaxed as I can possibly look. Game 1 of the Monday Night Football doubleheader is getting underway here shortly with Detroit hosting Tampa Bay. We will be carrying the second game of that later. After Scraby's Chronicles, it'll be Seattle hosting Houston. Thanks again to Keith Smith, talking some NBA. A couple of things before we get to our game, give you a chance to call in. Lamont Butler trying to make it with the Atlanta Hawks. Still, as far as I know, hanging in there. Kristaps Porzingis is now a Hawk. Some of the new faces, Keyshawn Johnson still with Miami. Norman Powell's gone down to Miami now, the old Lincoln High star.
Word up.
Miles Turner, who helped lead the Pacers to the finals, signed with Milwaukee. Cooper Flagg, #1 pick with Dallas. We know that. Al Horford.
Oh, that had to sting, by the way.
What's that?
My man signing with the
Miles Turner,
the Bucks.
Yeah, that hurt Indiana for sure, especially with the loss. With the loss of Halliburton.
Man,
yeah. Cooper Flagg, Dallas. Horford's Golden State now. That's going to look a little weird. Al Horford there. CP3
is Al Horford the oldest guy in the NBA? He might be.
No, I think CP3 is.
CP3 might go. There you go.
Got to keep an eye on Dylan the Villain. Has taken his talents to Phoenix this year.
Oh, he went in the trade. That's right.
Right.
Saw Kevin Durant switch spots.
You talk about a guy taking the bag. Drew Holiday goes from the champion Celtics to Portland, where he can just make a lot never win a game.
I'm looking forward to that team. That team is going to be all right. What they got?
Isn't Dame out? Though?
Well, he's out for a period of time, but he'll be back.
Okay.
But they got a couple young dudes. The Sharp kid. He can play.
You're looking for Portland.
And I think they could be kind of a surprise team this year.
We'll hold you to that, Tony.
Okay.
One other guy whose name you might remember if you're an Aztec fan, Nick Clifford, was the Colorado State guy. Went to Sacramento. Let's play with DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
And
how I miss them.
And Russell Westbrook.
Yes, Russ is back for an 18. Talking about another guy who's pretty old, Scraby. He's still going. But
Yes,
none of them are the age of Bob Ryan, that noted hooper for the Boston media who played against Joe Mazzulla's team.
Yes, no, they're not. No, none of them are that old. For sure.
All right, Scrab, you ready for a little Chris versus the fans?
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Let me get you what you're playing for. First, you'll be qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, a trip for two to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on April 17th at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, a 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, and a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld returns to the Coliseum at Caesars Palace on April 17th and 18th. See Ticketmaster.com for tickets. Also, the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that first question for free today. Let me get to our players.
Very good.
Our players. Let's start. Our players. Let's start with Martin.
Martin, happy Monday to you. How
hey,
are
Martin.
you?
Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Here we go. First question. What equestrian sport is played on horseback that features 2 teams using mallets to hit a ball through goalposts?
Whoa.
Polo.
Nice. That's a tough question, number 1, I might say.
Is it? I mean,
think so.
We play a lot of polo here in San Diego County, so I thought maybe.
Fair enough. Question number 2. Which actor made his film debut in A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Ooh. Dude, I can't remember his name.
Is this question number 3?
Yeah. This is really hard.
I would say this is question number 3.
Okay.
Can't remember his name.
Well, I would say.
Do you want to give him another?
It's luck of the draw.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, it's just
That's just the way it goes. Sometimes
you got to place your questions in the right spot, buddy.
Anyway, you want to guess?
No, I'm going to pass.
It's going to pass.
Oh, nice job.
I thought Johnny Depp. Is that who you're looking for? I don't know. Was he in this? I think he was.
I mean, this is an impossible question. It's just luck of the draw if you just guess something out there.
That was a hard question. It doesn't mean
Sorry
I couldn't
about that,
get
Martin.
it. I've gotten hard ones before. You're such. Yeah. You know, one of these days, let's put together a montage of you pretending to be my voice. I think that would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
well, when you guys learn how to edit, you can get it done.
Probably not going to happen.
That's a good point. All right, who's our next contestant?
Let's go. You know what? We haven't heard from Michael in a long time.
Michael, welcome back, my friend.
What's up, my guys?
What's up?
Here we go.
I
First
think
question.
You bleeped yourself.
Which NFL team has their logo located on only one side of their helmet?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers. Winner.
Nice. You're on it today.
And being a uniform guy, I've looked that up for years as to why they did that.
Can't find
Never really been a good explanation for it.
Yeah. Question number 2.
Whoops. I almost clicked.
There we go. Who is the most recent player to win the NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP in the same season?
Most recent to do it.
Most recent?
Yes.
I still think it's old, so I'm going to go crazy.
Who is it?
Brady.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Thomas Brady is incorrect.
Stay there, Michael.
Ello for the steal.
Homeboy?
Mahomeboy. Patrick Mahomeboy. That is correct.
Sorry about that, Michael.
6,
We have
7.
Hey, don't do that.
That's what he just did. Anyway.
Oh, you just
is
said
that
that
what
was
he
such a
did?
tough question.
6, 7. Next contestant, please.
We need some contestants. 833-288-0973. Let's
It's
go.
Monday.
Let's
Some
go
of y'all
to
out there sleeping.
sleeping. Let's go to Bill.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Hi, Bill.
Pretty good.
Doing well, my friend.
Is this Bill or Ja'Cory Merritt Krosky?
Yeah.
Does he even
Well,
know?
don't tell him that, Chris.
It's a deep cut joke right there.
Here we go. Question number 1. Back to our Halloween theme. What is the name of the villain in the Child's Play film series?
Child's Play.
Well, I'm sorry, what kind of series?
Child's Play film series.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'll just say, is that Chucky?
Oh,
Hey, you came up with it. Good
Oh,
job.
He got it.
Oh, okay.
I
Good
gotta
job,
say,
Bill. You pulled it out there. That's
I
the way to
watched
do
a
it.
Chucky movie over the weekend
Why?
because it was there.
My wife
I
was
enjoy
on,
it.
My wife was on a Scream binge, so we hit up 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking
That
of
is
Chucky,
serious.
Speaking of Chucky, I have a question.
Yes.
If the Dolphins, I've seen this a
Oh,
couple
gosh.
times.
I
If
saw
they
it.
wanted to hire
I see
John
where you're
Gruden,
going.
could they?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, they'd get a lot of bad publicity for it,
And
but
the NFL, considering he's
they're not
suing
getting
them,
any
wouldn't
worse
be-
publicity than they're getting now.
Listen, the NFL would feel away probably because he's suing them right
Yeah,
now. So, I
but
mean, there's nothing stopping them for sure. And it
Okay.
seems like the type of name that your owner would be jiving with.
And they need that,
Oh, yeah.
something like that. Okay.
All right, here we
ahead.
go. Question number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get tricky. What actor starred in the 1986 movie The Fly?
I'm sorry, what is the name of the movie?
The Fly.
The Fly.
Goldberg. Goldblum.
Oh, you got it on the second try.
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum. Yeah, that's right. Good job. He's
That's
also
also-
very more famous for the Jurassic Park movies, but that is correct.
Yeah, he
Fly
started.
movie freaked me.
Yeah, it
It
was
was-
not-
didn't he turn into a fly at the end
Yes.
finally? Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to get
It took
there.
him a while to get there. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. One.
Yeah.
All
Here we
right,
go.
good job, Bill. You're doing well here.
Question number 3, Bill. This is a good one right here.
Okay.
What Hall of Famer has the most pick sixes in NFL history?
Try to think if I got it. Deion Sanders.
Neon Dion.
Stay there,
Not the
Bill.
most pick sixes.
Is it that guy?
No way.
Is that him?
I think his name's Rod Woodson. Isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Old man.
I'll tell you where I came up with that photo.
I know where
at
you
the
came
break.
up with the photo.
Okay.
Is Connor over your
No,
little
he hasn't
game
figured it out yet.
Yeah, because he's like, what is this guy doing? He's sending me a new picture
Have
every
we talked
day.
about this on the air? What
No,
you're doing?
No, we have
Oh.
not.
If I was Connor, I would block your number.
You would not.
Yes,
you
I
would
would.
enjoy it, and you'd be happy that I'm doing it.
I love that he hasn't figured it out yet.
No one would figure this out, Tony.
I
It
think-
is
I
a.
don't
think
I would-
so?
I think I would figure this out.
Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. We got
All right, we got to
to
do tiebreaker. We're gonna do Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson. It is.
All right, let's go to Ken.
Hello, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
I got a Rod Woodson jersey at home.
Oh,
there you go. He would've been on
this
that
is perfect.
question.
Dan.
Nice.
This is perfect.
Yeah, you would have.
All right,
that
you
one.
stay there, Ken. I'm going to ask Chris a question. Chris is going to give me a number, and Ken will guess whether or not the actual number is higher or lower than what Chris guessed. By the way, don't remember him playing for the 49ers, but he did.
He did.
He
huh?
definitely
Well,
did.
I didn't
For
remember
one
that
year.
either.
One year.
Played for Baltimore, too.
Yes, he did. He played
That
for
I
4
remember.
teams
I
total,
would've got that.
17 years, Chris.
Okay.
How many tackles did he have in his career?
17 years, 1,700.
I'm going to say combined tackles.
1,700. Is 100 a
1,700.
I don't even know how many. I don't follow tackles much, so I don't.
Too many.
Ken,
That's
is
too many?
the actual answer higher or lower
Tony
than
says go lower.
1,700?
Lower.
He goes lower. That's
You
right.
are correct,
How much I miss it by?
Ken.
He had to miss
Quite
that
a
one
bit.
by a lot.
Quite a
Yeah, I was
bit.
about to say.
He didn't get 100 tackles
That's
per
like
year?
your league leader.
He only got 100 tackles in one season,
Oh.
but it was 1,158 tackles.
Okay. Well,
That's
I missed
not,
it,
it's
but-
not crazy.
All right.
I know
Well,
as
good
soon
for
as
you.
said 100 tackles every year. Like
That's
damn.
still good for.
That's a great
for
cornerback
Ken.
I mean,
season.
if you're making 100 tackles, your team is terrible.
Well, he said combined tackles, right?
Yeah, I did say combined
Yeah.
tackles.
I mean,
Everybody on the Miami defense has 100 tackles because they take.
Because they
someone out.
miss so
That's
many?
good.
Yeah, right.
Do you
If you're
get multiple tackles if
you're-
you miss
If
one?
I
your
don't think so.
secondary is getting to that many tackles,
Yeah, right,
you're
yeah.
in trouble.
True.
Yeah, they're
True. If your safety has the most tackles on the team, you've had a bad year.
That's not good.
They
not
are
good.
certainly in trouble. All right. Early trouble for the Buccaneers. They give up a touchdown pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown on the first Detroit possession. So 7-0 Lions. We'll take a break as Ken cashes in on Chris versus the fans today, and more Gwynn and Chris after traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center.
4:22 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Scraby. Kind of hit you from all angles today so far. We've talked some NBA. We've talked some Padres.
We even had a polo question in the Chris versus the fans.
We
Hitting
did.
it all.
We did. Scraby was on his game today with the coach. Not the coaches. Sorry, I'm thinking about what we're about to talk about next. With the game, Chris versus the fans. Good job, Scraby.
Thank you very much.
Glad your questions.
Thank you for being nice, Tony. It's
well,
nice
I mean,
to
the
be,
two of you is
nice
like a
to be
mutual
nice.
admiration society over there. One guy reads the thing good, the other guy does a good job on the
Mutual
questions.
admiration society. Tony, I appreciate you. Okay,
this is hilarious.
Someone did say my impression of you is spot on.
Yeah, that's not true. Your impression.
It's like a
of Chris-
mutual relationship society. Over
Well,
there.
you know what? The more I think about it, Scraby, you got it. Yeah,
it's pretty terrible, I must say. I think we talked a little bit about it in terms of the coaching openings. Tony Vitello is the coach at the University of Tennessee, and is seemingly on the cusp of getting this giant job, according to The Athletic. Just reading you an insert out of there. But Posey was seeking a big personality who could be, what's this, imbue? Is that a word? Or is that
Imbue?
Imbue?
Yeah.
Okay. Imbue the Giants clubhouse with confidence. And Vitello's dynamicism and care and charisma.
Some landmines there.
And charisma have been on full display in both his recruiting efforts and the Volunteers' brash and buoyant style of play. Vitello led his team to 3 College World Series appearances in the past 5 seasons. Shortly after the Vols won the first College World Series in school history last year, Vitello signed an extension through 2029 that will pay him $3 million per year. He's the second highest paid in Division I, and his contract is also includes a $3 million buyout, which the Giants would be responsible for paying. That's on top of the $4 million or so that he will be paying Bob Melvin to not manage next season.
Imbue means to inspire or permeate with.
All right. I don't know who wrote that in The Athletic, but I appreciate the new word, imbue. I'm gonna use that. Mix that in on one of these broadcasts one of these days. But it sounds like this particular deal is not going to be cheap, right? $3 million is the starting point if that's what he's getting there, and then you're going to have to buy out another 3. And so I'm assuming it's probably going to start with a 4.
Well,
if it goes down at all.
I don't know. I mean, what is a manager making now?
I'm looking it up.
They don't normally put these numbers out. I mean, that's why it was reportedly $2 million a year that Mike Schilt was leaving on.
Yes, and
table.
Craig Counsell is supposedly making $8 million a year. So is Dave Roberts.
Probably those are probably too high.
Those are the 2 highest. Aaron Boone and Bruce Bochy were making $4.5 million. Alex Cora makes 7.3, and then it says, depending on experience level, some earn less than $2 million a year.
Yeah, so
the Rockies manager makes $10 an hour. What's his name? Warren somebody.
Did they hire someone new yet?
No, but that was he's the leftover fill-in.
He was a third base coach,
right?
I believe.
I don't know how much, this could be a really cool move, and it could open the door for how many
more
people
teams to start doing it. Right?
I mean, if every college coach in America that's the coach of a high-profile college baseball team is probably praying this guy gets the job, this is going to put all of them into play down the road, which gives them more leverage against their schools. If you're managing like a team in the SEC or coaching a team in the SEC, I mean, you can say, hey, I just got a call from, MLB. And the SEC can just go, well, let's call one of our boosters and we'll get you 10.
He can turn right around and use this to get a bigger deal where he's at.
He won a national championship. I think it might be an inspired play. I mean, I don't know, but a young guy that is going to be open to all the ideas that they want him to impart. It's easier to teach a new tricks. So I think it might work for the Giants.
Does this give you guys I know that this guy has more of a resume, but does this give you Jace Tingler vibes a little bit, like not knowing who someone is, bringing someone in who's never.
Not at all. Everybody has to be a nobody at some point,
right?
Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody.
You only know Albert Pujols because he played baseball.
Of
You didn't know him
course.
for managing.
I told you that Phil Jackson was a horrible hire in my mind.
Wait, what did you call him yesterday? Some hippie?
Oh, it's some hippie from Montana. I'm like, what are they doing? So, I mean, I'm not saying the guy will work out. I'm just saying everybody has to be a nobody at some point. I think it's a pretty good move. I like it.
How often are we hearing about?
I don't want a recycled manager.
Not wanting to recycle managers or being mad because of recycled manager.
Same old tired thing.
But wouldn't you want a manager or a guy who has been a bench coach for 5 years, who has dealt with the players?
You can put a bench coach next to this guy, first of all, and secondly,
why doesn't the bench coach get the job then? If the bench coach is being hired to actually do the job, why is he
there
manager?
Is something imbue.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's dynamic enough to even garner the attention from Buster Posey to begin with. So that's probably the thing that is moving him ahead of whatever said bench coach. But doesn't mean you can't give him support around it for sure.
I don't know. I feel like Buster's overthinking.
I mean, it's interesting.
He's overthinking.
It's interesting that you're saying though that why not just hire the other guys? I don't have the perfect answer to that, but I was sitting behind the UCLA bench the other night, a couple rows up there, watching that scrimmage game. The last thing Mick Cronin does during the game is coach. He's running around yelling at the officials the whole time. He's got no time to make a play or talk to any of the players. Those guys do seemingly all the work.
We see the same thing,
and
on
you
the
see
Aztecs side.
right. So I mean, David Velasquez, those guys are doing the X's. Dutcher's up there, that's a travel. I'm just saying. Head coaches are, not figureheads. So don't get me wrong, but they have other things
the job
they have
for
to
a
do.
reason, but they have a lot of responsibility.
They have to deal with the media. They have to deal with the alumni. They have to deal with the,
How much are we talking about head coaches that don't delegate and that want to do everything?
They end up retiring like Mike Schilt. I might say. Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to do that.
Andy said Posey wants a puppet.
Yeah, well, that's low hanging fruit.
He doesn't seem like the puppet type of guy. I think he wants to win.
I think Buster would like some input, but I don't think there's a GM anywhere that doesn't have some. After all, Buster Posey.
Of course,
Buster
Posey.
Yeah, why does Buster Posey have this job? Because I'm going to box up his name every time. I mean, Buster Posey needs to win too for his job.
100%. He got bosses too.
I think he's got at least a 5 year.
Yeah, well, if he loses all 5 years, he's not going to be there long.
Right, and they certainly will think of him differently at that point.
The quick polling of my friends this weekend, when I was like, "What do you guys think of this guy for manager?" It was like, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah, because they don't know. I mean, that's how I would expect the fan base to feel like that.
Me too.
All right, let's get to break. Big Five, loaded up, ready to roll on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and Wood.
Thank you for listening.
I mean, I think first you can have that belief when you put the kind of work in that you do, that your body's going to heal right, and just trusting it. You talked about being an extension of the coaching staff. I would guess that's going to be even more so this year with you not being able to actually do the physical part.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've tried to do this offseason to kind of get you into that mode in terms of being that extension? Because the reality is, although your arm might be useless in 25 this year, your mind's not going to be. And there's still a lot of guys, especially the ones who may be vying for your spot in the rotation, that could lean on you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my job to help prepare these guys the best I can. And like guys like Waldron, guys like Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, those are guys that are, have really good stuff and are not far away from, being, middle of the rotation to top half, starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So trying to share some things. That's something we talk about all the time in the clubhouse is like, you bring something to the table on the field, every day. That's kind of what brings you here and gets you to this level. But, days that you're not playing as a starting pitcher, that's, a majority of our days. You pitch once every 5 days. So making sure you bring something to the table is, something we always talk about. So even though, like you said, I'm not going to be physically on the field pitching, I got to find a way to contribute. And a lot of that's just been, better communication with the staff. And I mean, really excited this year to be able to sit in more of the coaches' meetings and see how they game plan and how they, come about their approach to certain teams. And I feel like when I come back in 26, I'm going to have a whole plethora of knowledge and things that I hadn't experienced before to add into my game. So.
I just have to say this. I play with a lot of guys, and not all of them are going to take as serious as Joe is taking this part serious, which is getting into those coaches' meetings. Coaches are here a lot earlier than the players, especially during spring training. So the fact that he's going to be willing to do that, I think that's awesome, man. That's what separates you from a lot of these other guys out there.
We're talking to Joe Musgrove here, Padres pitcher, 97.3 The Fan. And I have to ask from the fan perspective, because Tony, every day on the show, whenever a team in the National League West signs a new big-name player, all of us fans are kind of like, why? And Tony says it doesn't matter. They still have to go out and play the games. When you see that happen, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different perspective as a player. Our job is, our goal doesn't change regardless of whether we add, and that stuff's, out of our control. So you never want to sit here going into an off season saying, we're going to be fired up if we get this guy and this guy, and not if we don't get this guy. So you look at our team, and a lot of people see all the moves being made and don't see us making moves, and it seems like a mismatch in the division. All these other teams are adding, but you look at our roster, I mean, we spent a lot of money over the last handful of years and committed a lot of guys to be here long term, and the value in having those guys return every year and continue to build that relationship and that growth is every bit as valuable as adding a new free agent. So
love that.
I think with the progress we made last year, and you guys will never understand how we feel. I'm sure you can see a little bit of it on the field and how we carry ourselves and, the camaraderie and stuff, but you'll never truly understand just how close that group got last year. And although we didn't, achieve the ultimate goal of winning the World Series, we grew a ton as a team. We grew a ton as, a unit. And I'm super excited that we got most of these guys coming back. We got the whole staff coming back, and we can kind of pick up where we left off.
Well, last one for me, because you kind of just hit on it, and I think it's so important. The continuity, right? This is, year maybe 3, 4 of this nucleus being together. How much of an impact can that have on a team, having guys who have been in the locker room together for so long?
Yeah, a ton. And, Schulte's big thing is shared experiences. We got guys from all over the league, some guys that are new and have experienced things that most rookies don't, and some guys that have been around 10-plus years that have, been in championship locker rooms and been around the best of the best. So sharing those experiences with each other and helping each other grow along the way, not just, providing, assistance and, coaching, but sharing experiences and helping guys grow a little bit through, what you've been through is a big, big thing for us.
Joe Musgrove, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good one we got here, man. Joe, appreciate you, brother.
Thanks so much, Joe. Pleasure, man.
Quick healings, and enjoy the rest of your day,
sir.
man.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I think first you can have that belief when you put the kind of work in that you do, that your body's going to heal right, and just trusting it. You talked about being an extension of the coaching staff. I would guess that's going to be even more so this year with you not being able to actually do the physical part.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've tried to do this offseason to kind of get you into that mode in terms of being that extension? Because the reality is, although your arm might be useless in 25 this year, your mind's not going to be. And there's still a lot of guys, especially the ones who may be vying for your spot in the rotation, that could lean on you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my job to help prepare these guys the best I can. And guys like Waldron, guys like Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, those are guys that are, have really good stuff and are not far away from, being, middle of the rotation to top half, starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So trying to share some things. That's something we talk about all the time in the clubhouse is you bring something to the table on the field, every day. That's kind of what brings you here and gets you to this level. But, days that you're not playing as a starting pitcher, that's, a majority of our days. You pitch once every
4:36 is the time. Monday Night Football, first game of the night. Total yardage in the first quarter, guys. Detroit 160, Tampa Bay 15. But score only 7-0. Goff touchdown pass to Amon-Ra. Lions just had a 4th down attempt. Throw into the end zone. Incomplete. Disdaining the field goal, as Dan Campbell often does. 7-0 Lions, Buccaneers, trying to get their wits about them here late in the first quarter. Coming up at 5, it'll be Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. Seattle at Toronto. And speaking of Seattle, they're playing football, the Seahawks, tonight at home against Houston. We're carrying the game beginning at 7 o'clock. Tony and I will be on here till 6. Scraby Chronicles will take over from there. Is it Big Five time?
The Chronicles.
It's Big Five time and the Chronicles time. Whatever you guys want.
Yeah, let's just go to the Chronicles.
Okay. All right.
Tony and I will go home.
Stay in your seat. Stay in your seat.
Tony and I will give you. Tony and I'll be willing to give you an extra long show today.
I don't want it.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Creative Repipe, the Repipe experts. Got a few problems here. Southbound 125 past Spring Street. Collision over the right shoulder. Also, watch out for what looks like a roll of carpeting in the left lane. East 52 just past the 5. Still going to find some activity on the North 5 coastline before the racetrack. Earlier crash over the right shoulder. Southbound 5 before Leucadia. Got a stalled car on the center divide. And eastbound 78 before College. Accident blocking the fast lane. Before that drip becomes a flood, call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Financing available, and 97.3 The Fan listeners get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Call 619-399-2880 or visit creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
I would like to remind everyone first, before we get into the Big Five, to make sure you go and subscribe to the new Gwynn and Chris YouTube. It's at Gwynn and Chris ST on YouTube, but if you type in Gwynn and Chris, you'll be able to find it. It's got a bunch of different things that we're going to start offering. We had a couple episodes last week of secret shows, I guess we could call them. Shows that we're like topics that we talk about that we normally don't do it on the show. So everybody tuned in for that. I appreciate everyone there. Go to the Gwynn and Chris
$100
Instagram.
per click. Not bad.
Is
It's
it?
very affordable.
It's very affordable.
No, it's free.
Yes, it is.
It's free.
Yes.
So why not?
Go to
Get
the
on there.
Instagram as well.
Yes.
And the Twitter, Gwynn and Chris. All right.
Number 5.
Oh, the Big Five is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Now, that was an amazing catch by Mike Evans. There has been a growing discontent, according to The Athletic, between Nick Castellanos and the Phillies. Here's what the article said, quote, because they said that they were going to trade him or release him to get him off this team this offseason. Quote, a growing discontent between Castellanos and the Phillies became public during the season when, in June, Rob Thompson benched Castellanos for an inappropriate comment following the manager's decision to lift Castellanos for defense late in a game. The dugout incident, numerous team sources said, left players and coaches alike disgusted. The lines had been drawn, they said. All right, Chris, you're up first, and I want to talk about this because I'm stealing it from Twitter. I wish I had the person who I saw this from, but they brought up a good point. Anytime someone in the Padres clubhouse has one bad answer, there's articles about how Manny Machado's a problem. There's articles about this. There's articles about that. Jerks and Profar would like a word from a few years ago. So, Chris, why doesn't Nick Castellanos disgusting his teammates for something he said get the same treatment that Manny Machado did last year after the sinister sling?
Sinister sling.
Yeah, that went a lot of different directions too. I'm not quite sure what you're after here.
Of
Why
course
is
he's
Nick
not.
Castellanos not being
How
put
come
through
this
the
is?
ringer? I mean, they're basically running him out of town. What do you mean?
I'm saying, why is the media like making a bigger deal of this? He said something that was so disgusting that his teammates were upset about it.
Disgusting.
Did you listen to anything I said?
Yeah, I did. But what did he say that was disgusting?
No one knows, but his teammates were disgusted by it.
Oh,
And the question
He
is,
said Rob Thompson. All right, I don't know. Nick Castellanos being run out of town. I guess my answer to this particular question is that Manny Machado is just a bigger star than Nick Castellanos.
You know what? I thought about that when I wrote it.
That's my only answer.
ask me the question again.
Why doesn't Nick Castellanos get the same treatment Manny did last year after the sinister sling?
And what remind me of the treatment that he got?
He was a terrible player. He's a dirty player. He's not good for baseball. Jurickson Profar was peacocking in the field.
Oh, okay.
Remember they banned Ken Rosenthal?
Okay, I got that part. Now, how does this equate to the
tweeter was saying, anytime something happens to one of the Padres, it's a national article and everybody has to talk about how terrible the Padres clubhouse is.
Oh,
gotcha. Yeah, I think it feels,
maybe around here it feels that way.
It feels that way.
Yeah, you don't know how hard this is coming down in Philadelphia. It's probably pretty loud there.
For sure it is. I think it feels that way. I don't know that it actually is that way. I think that particular story blew up the way it did because it was a playoff game. It was a series between probably the two biggest rivals in baseball right now. And I think it also felt like that because when we woke up here in San Diego, we opened up our paper, we got on our apps, and it was the only thing that was really talked about. I doubt that in New York, Chicago, any of those, unless they were watching the ESPN game, they had no idea what's going on.
Okay.
So I would say that it was just a matter of time when it happened. And we can't say that it's not happening in Philly the way that it was happening here at the time.
All right. I mean, if Ken Rosenthal heard that there was something said disgusting in the Padres, if there's a lot disgusting said in the Dodgers dugout, but in the Padres dugout, he would be running to find out.
But here's the other thing that's different about it is that fake thing took place between a team A and team B. This took place in a locker room of one team where, as we found out, things can be kept a secret until they aren't.
All right. Good job, guys. Good job.
Number 4.
Thank you, Scravy.
I still didn't understand the question.
I know you're lost over there.
But that's okay. Tony will say a lot of nice things too.
Well, I was gonna. You know what? I was actually thinking about saying how great Tony was, but then I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So
Don't drag me into this, okay?
Shohei Ohtani's, now I wrote this morning before I thought about it a little bit more, but Shohei Ohtani's postseason struggles were well covered leading into Game 4 on Friday. He ended up going yard 3 times, and he struck out 10 batters as a pitcher, immediately prompting Major League Baseball to fall all over themselves to run to the social media machines to make him NLCS MVP. I'm not kidding. I got push notifications from NBC News about Ohtani winning NLCS MVP. Never seen another sports notification. Tony, after it all is said and done, he had one great game. Should he have won the NLCS MVP?
He had one great game offensively.
He
pitched pretty good.
Yeah.
And both the times he was out there.
All I'm saying is that there's like 26 other guys on the team.
Yeah, and I don't know that they had the impact, even in his struggles that he had. Listen, I didn't want him to win either. And my first thought when I saw this was also to hate. Like, what? He was hitting 150. But then you start thinking about it. He pitched. He didn't give up very much. He was dominant when he pitched. They had to walk him pretty much every time he didn't make it out. And when he didn't make it out, it was a loud homer that almost went out of the stadium. So,
speaking of, they're doing a commercial for him right now on TV. Just him.
So I think that. What was the question again?
You've answered it.
Yeah,
you've answered it.
Boom.
Chris, should he have won NLCS MVP?
Yes, and the reason is because there was no other good contender for it other than the other 3 starting pitchers, Snell, and then Yamamoto, and then Glasnow. Ohtani, meanwhile, pitched almost as well as Snell and Yamamoto did, but he added the 3 home runs that they didn't have. So he should have, and you know what? I get all your dislike of him because he's a Dodger. But in the history of what's the greatest single baseball performance in a game you've ever seen, I don't see how you can have that conversation without bringing that game up. Honestly, sorry, even though you don't like it. It's true.
It doesn't matter what I think.
I'm glad you realized that.
It doesn't matter what I think, and I went and looked for an alternative for an NLCS MVP. I could not find one either.
There wasn't one.
I knew the answer to this question before I asked it. The winless Jets have not been good this year, as their record indicates, but they have a bunch of issues with injury, execution, and more. But quarterback play is one of their main issues. And head coach Aaron Glenn was asked by the media if Justin Fields is still the starter of his team. Here's what he said.
There's a lot of thought that goes into that. For me personally, and then being able to get with the staff, and then just being able to ask other coaches that have been in the situation, how would they handle that? So I'm not running away from the question at all, Rich. The thing is, I want to make sure that I make the right decision, and I don't want to make rash decisions either. So I just want to make sure when the decision is made, it'll be the right one. And you guys know that real soon.
All right, Chris, when is it time to bench Justin Fields?
Well, I'm not giving up on Justin Fields. He's had some bad games. The Jets are a bad team. 46 yards. I think it was smart they took him out. Yesterday gave him a chance with Taylor, but Taylor couldn't do anything either. Here's the thing. The Jets are bad, and they're the laughing stock. But they're going to pass the Dolphins soon and leave the Dolphins as the laughing stock. The Jets get to host Cleveland in a week or two. They'll beat them. They get to host the Dolphins.
Have you
later.
watched the Jets play this year?
Yeah, I saw them against the Dolphins. And
who won?
I know who won. I know who's worse, though.
I know who won, but I know who's worse.
I think Glenn's going to be, it's going to be one of these 1-11 things. Look, Troy Aikman started 0-11. He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that Aaron Glenn's going to be there, but I think the Jets are going to be fine. They're going to come through this. And I think Fields, if they are, even if he benches him, he's got to be careful because you got to keep Fields' mind in this game because I think Fields still gives him the best chance. When he has a game, Fields is still pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
That I see.
I agree.
Did Garrett Wilson play yesterday or not?
He did not. No.
Well, that's a big factor,
and they lost
too.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah. But Wilson being out is a weapon for Fields. So I'm not giving up on Fields yet.
Tony, when is it time to bench Justin Fields?
And maybe now. I appreciate Aaron Glenn not jumping to rash decisions and kind of thinking this out. Delegating some of his thoughts and wanting to get some of his coach's thoughts. But yeah, I think the time might be now. This is a couple of really bad performances by Justin Field. Was the negative game 2 weeks ago now? I was at this last week. Yeah,
46 yards and -10.
Yeah,
back to back.
And quite frankly, you're just. He didn't play last week, but you're wasting Garrett Wilson. Like every week you were out there and he doesn't touch the ball.
But is Tyrod Taylor giving you a much better shot?
We got to.
That's what I
got to give him a chance to find out because certainly Justin Field has had 6 weeks now.
Yeah,
hasn't gone very well.
Has not. He also got the concussion, so I guess Tyrod Taylor started anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's made one good play this season, Justin Fields, and of course it was a incredible 47-yard touchdown scramble against the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, he took. Oh yeah,
that
was crazy.
He also threw a nice touchdown to Garrett Wilson in that game.
Number 2.
Actually,
the Broncos' 33 fourth quarter points yesterday were the most in NFL history by any team that was shut out for the first three quarters. And quarterback Bo Nix became the first player ever to run for 2 scores and throw for 2 touchdowns in a fourth quarter. The Broncos' improbable comeback snapped a streak in which NFL teams had won 1,602 consecutive games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes of a game. So, Tony, you're up first. Brian Daboll was already on the hot seat, and he just lost a game that's never been lost before. Tony, would you fire Brian Daboll after this game if you're the owners?
No. Yeah, that was there's no excuse I can make for that kind of loss, but I still don't think it gets any better. You firing him right in the middle of the season. You just moved to Dart. He seems to have some electricity behind him.
Dart's, this was a loss for the Giants, but Dart is a win for them.
Yeah,
going down the road. I think you should get rid of their kicker. The guy missed 2 extra points, including one at the end there that would have put them up by 3.
Yeah, it's tough.
At least got the game to OT.
That is tough.
If you saw this game, it was crazy because, look, it was 26-8. Denver came back to take the lead, and then the Giants came back to take the lead again.
Yep.
it's not like they completely folded there.
No, they didn't completely fold.
Right? I think Dable's doing okay with a team that has very little talent. What do they have? Jackson Dart and Scatterbo, and, see what happens.
They have Aztec alum Daniel Bellinger.
Yes, he had a nice touchdown yesterday.
He did.
I think, I'd stay with Dable. I think Giants are on the upward trend right now, even though this is a, loss that's going to hurt for sure.
Number 1.
So this is about me, guys, but I was walking Lucky this morning, and for anyone that doesn't know, I hate snakes in any form. Hate them. And I was walking, and
What are the different forms we could be talking about? You said in any form.
Dead, alive, snake skin, any form.
Okay.
Any form.
Okay.
I didn't notice it, but I looked down, and there was a baby snake sitting in the trail. It wasn't moving, but I almost stepped on it, and I pretty much wanted to die. But I saved Lucky's life and moved him out of the way. Now, here's the problem, guys. As I was walking, I looked back, and I saw there was another group of people farther back with a dog that did not know about the beast on the path. I warned them about the snake, and they could have not cared less about it. So, Chris, you're up first. Was it my duty to tell the people about the snake?
Was it your duty?
Yeah. I saw they had a dog. I was like, what if that dog gets bit? I don't want to be a guy who's responsible for the dog getting bit.
You could have walked off and not said anything.
Exactly. I waited.
But that would have been on your conscience. So, yes, I think you did the right thing here.
Thank you. Chris, you know what? That was a good answer. Tony, was it my duty to tell the people about the snake?
Yeah, I think it is your duty.
Wow.
I mean, was it a regular, like a garden snake?
It looked like a baby rattle.
Yeah, no, I think you should. I think that's the right thing to do.
We go on our walks. We see coyotes down the way. We'll tell somebody, hey, we saw a coyote way up there.
Oh, yeah, I think it'd be kind of crazy if you walk by a snake and then walk by people a couple feet later and didn't say anything. Just
hey, by the way, there's no snake up there, so don't worry about it.
I tell everyone that there's a coyote. Some guy one time I was like, hey, you don't want to take your dog in there because there's a coyote running around, and the guy's like,
listen, if they don't give you the type of response you're looking for, if they seem like they don't care, that's not on you. You did the right thing by saying, hey, man.
Now I feel better because I felt like an idiot when I did it.
Really?
They were like, oh, cool.
Well, that's on them.
Yeah.
They ain't going to say all that cool when their dog gets bit.
That's what I'm thinking. Snakes are disgusting. When we get back, Monday Night Football's underway. Albert Pujols is going to interview to be the manager of the Padres on Wednesday. We'll talk about it on the other side, 97.3 The Fan.
It has to do with average temperatures in the year 2024. And this is the average temperature, hot, maximum per day, minimum per day. It is going to be your job today to find the 25 states whose average temperature is under 55 degrees. California's at 60. You're looking for anything under 55. I'm not going to let you go first. I'm going to give Tony first.
Let's start with Montana.
That is correct.
Montana
is the fourth coldest state in the U.S., 44.5 degrees average temperature. All right, Scraby, that leaves a really obvious one for you. I gave Tony first, but he didn't take it. So you can.
I don't know that these are that obvious to any of us.
All right,
Chris.
Well, I think one is obvious.
Alaska,
I think. Thought Alaska was pretty obvious. 27.8 degrees average temperature in Alaska. 16 degrees colder than any other state. Tony's up.
Washington, the state.
State of Washington is on the list at 48.4. So Tony takes a 2-1 lead. Scraby, give me a cold state.
Maine.
Tony, you're up 2-2.
How about Idaho?
Idaho's pretty cold. Cold enough at 45.5. Seventh coldest in the U.S.
Well, it's my favorite state to say. Minnesota.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious. Same as Idaho. Minnesota, 45.5, Tony.
How about North Dakota?
North Dakota, there
North
you
Dakota.
Go. You found it, number 2. 43.7 there.
I'll take the lesser-known Dakota. The
South Dakota.
I think it's the more-known Dakota.
Yeah, I would think it's more. Tony, you are up in a 4-4 tie with no strikes yet.
How about Oregon?
Oregon, Believe it or not, Oregon's cold enough to make the list. Tony's 5, Scraby's 4.
Never been here, but I knew someone from here and said it's very cold. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire's cold. Tony.
How about Vermont?
Vermont's cold, and it's right next to New Hampshire, so that was good. 46.3. Tony goes up 6-5.
How about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in there. Just below. Tony, you're up.
We're going to move to Wisconsin's neighbor. How about a little Illinois?
Oh. How about a little Illinois? Little Illinois didn't make it. You can get your first lead of the day here.
A state that I've been to, a state that has beautiful scenery, Wyoming.
That's number 3. Wyoming, 44.3. I can definitely second that.
Laramie is like the
notion, having been there every year to Laramie. It's cold. Tony.
Iowa.
Iowa. That's a great one.
Is it?
Has to be on there.
51.5. Iowa just snuck in there.
I'm going to bank on the part of the state that's not attached to the paw is cold. Michigan.
Michigan is a winner. Very good. The Upper Peninsula you're referring to.
The paw.
How about Utah?
Utah. Salt Lake City and company. Yep, it's cold there. 51.2. That is correct. Tony hits it. 8-8. The only difference is Tony's got a strike.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
New York for Chris.
It does get cold there in New York. 49 degrees average temperature in New York is Tony.
Connecticut.
What about Ohio?
You ready to come up with an answer, Scraby?
Ohio.
Too hot.
I
Too
know.
hot.
I was thinking that because it's next to Illinois, but I live
Too
there
hot.
and it snowed.
Is that what you want, Ohio?
Yeah.
54.9.
Oh!
It's the last one on there. Scraby goes up 10-9.
How about a little Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. Frigid old Pennsylvania. Home of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg. And cold enough at 52.1 to make the list.
Pennsylvania, baby.
10-10.
Massachusetts?
It has not been said. Doesn't mean it's correct, but it is. 51.2. Scraby hits a bell.
Massachusetts.
11-10. Tony, you're up.
Oh, man, this is hard.
There are 4 left.
Cold. How about Indiana?
Oh.
Indiana. No, Tony. It's a strike. 55.2. Indiana just over by 0.2.
Some of the coldest spots in the country are in the plains. Nebraska.
Yeah.
Lincoln. That's all I got on Nebraska.
Scraby's doing okay. That's correct.
Wow!
52 degrees.
Colorado.
Scraby for the win.
One of the most forgotten places in the United States
is
Rhode Island.
And it is correct.
Yes! Sorry, that was a lot. Does that mean I win?
Game is over. Yes,
Game is over!
That was a stupid game.
I didn't think you'd like it since it didn't win it.
Those are my shoes on the glass.
Sound like you're playing basketball over there. Sounds like shoes squeaking on the floor.
Lack of rhythm.
Ready. 5 o'clock hour, a.k.a. the happy hour.
And as always, my camera was not ready.
No, this camera's never ready.
No.
Game 7, shortly about to pop off here in Toronto. We're getting a look at Mr. Joe Davis and the Toronto setting behind him on Monday Night Football Game 1. Detroit ahead 7-0 as there are about 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is not the high-scoring game people thought it would be.
No.
Detroit
Started
and
like it
Tampa
was
Bay.
going to be.
Yeah, first drive, Detroit scored, and nobody has scored since.
No. If you missed the part of the show earlier, where we talked up some Padres, Albert Pujols is no longer in the running for the Angels job, but will get an interview with the Padres. Sounds like Wednesday.
According to Eldon Gonzalez, he was quite straight up about Wednesday being the day for Pujols. Do you think that? Let me ask you this, Tony. Could the Padres either A, try to get Pujols earlier because there's other teams that may want him, or not be able to get Pujols because they need to get AJ Preller signed to an extension first. Could AJ Preller's situation play into the bringing in of a new manager?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, AJ's obviously got 1 year left on his deal, so he's going to be the GM,
right?
At least I would assume, to do the particular deal with whatever manager is going to come in here. But I think, one of the things that I don't know that was raised earlier is how will that decision be made in terms of the manager? Is it just an AJ decision? Is it going to be a collaborative decision? So it's kind of tough to say whether it will have an impact.
Well, you tell us, Tony. You've been in on these meetings.
I know. I haven't been in any.
Do you want to hear what Greupner said about the managerial process this morning with Ben Woods?
Yeah, let's hear that.
All right.
Yeah, that process has begun. We spent the last week identifying both internal and external candidates, and we'll begin the interview process this week, in fact, beginning today. And that'll be a multi-week process as we narrow down the candidates and eventually select the manager. So, that process is underway. It's going to be a very important hire for us, and a really important position that we need to fill to put together that, beyond just the roster, the championship caliber team that we need to have in 26.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be a collaborative kind of deal, and I'm not saying that that's not normal, but that's what we heard from Greupner there. The other question that I thought was interesting that the boys this morning asked was about payroll. Another question that I think is going to have an impact on how the roster looks next season, as you got a couple free agents, a couple possible free agents, and
yes, we've already decided what they should do.
Right,
resign or Michael King make a big thing. Let Suarez go, let Cease go, let Arise go, and then take all the rest of the money that we have, which is unlimited, and bring in Schwarber to be the DH,
right,
and put O'Hearn at first base after we re-sign him.
Right.
We've already decided how much money they're going to spend.
Why aren't you?
So actually, they don't have any decision to make at all.
No, you're right.
Just listen to us.
You're right.
Sure.
Nonetheless, they will be.
They actually will sit down and decide. Yeah.
And so, what does the payroll look like next year?
Yeah, I think you can add slug. You can also get more slug out of the players you have on the roster.
Yep.
So I just want to clarify that.
100%.
I think it's certainly a combination, and we're going to need to ultimately do both. So part of that evaluation process, and we're going through it right now, is budgeting for next year, taking a look at where we expect both expenses and revenue to be at for 2026. But I can, once again, say something that I've said, over the years for a while now, which is, every resource that we have, every dollar that we generate above what obviously the expenses of operating the team in the ballpark, all of that's going to go into fielding the most competitive team we can, which means we're going to take payroll as high as we possibly can take it. We were a top 10 payroll this last year, and we've been a little bit higher than that in a couple of the prior years. We've consistently been in the top 10 payroll in baseball, and we believe that if we can continue to stay in that top, tertile or top 10 of payroll in Major League Baseball, that with the skills that AJ and his team bring to bear and the players that we have under contract and have committed to that form the core of this team, we have everything that we need to win a World Series championship. And so we're going to, now that's not to say that we would settle at a lower payroll than we were capable of supporting. Everything we have is going to go into it. And our fans and their continued support of this team, the way that they've shown up, has allowed us to continue to maintain a payroll in the top 10 in baseball. And that's not historically been the case for this franchise,
Sure.
both in terms of attendance and in terms of payroll. And so, we're going to continue to do the same thing we've been doing for years now, which is try to put the most competitive team we can on the field with the goal of winning a World Series championship. We've made that commitment to the fans. We've continued to make good on that commitment. would we love to have a top payroll in baseball? Sure. I know the fans would love for us to be the number one payroll in baseball. I would love that. The reality is we're going to continue to try to be as high as we can be on payroll, and that's a product of the support we've received from the fans, and we're going to continue to put every resource back into this team.
I'm glad he said that. At least the part where you can add slug or you can get the slug out of the guys that you already have, because that's where the majority of it's going. If we're going to be honest about this conversation, right? That's in a pie
the
in
guys
the sky
they have
world,
are going to have better years.
in the pie in the sky world
Right.
that we were playing around with earlier, where Schwarber will be cheap enough to bring in, or Pete Alonso's cheap enough to bring in. Outside of that, it's going to come from the guys that may have not had the same type of power numbers they had the year before, because that is what the expectation was anyway.
I still say Pete Alonso, I think you've got to handle with caution.
Whoever. I was just
the reason I say that
Pete
is because
Alonso,
I like Pete Alonso.
Doesn't sound
Do
like
not look at his Petco Park statistics.
They
are beyond bad.
That is something to take into account.
I think it's something you have to.
What is that? 9 games? How many games?
I'll look at it. In the meantime, Jahmyr Gibbs just ran 80 yards for a touchdown,
There
which
you go.
is either good or bad news for your fantasy team, Scraby. I don't know.
I think that's bad news.
I think he both has him and is playing
Yes.
against him at the same time. So I'm not
Good
sure.
old conundrum. That
I don't need him to score, but
Well, he just did.
he has 20. I'm only up by 9 points now.
14-0 Lions.
He's
over
got
the Bucs.
26 points.
Is that in our league or a different
No,
league?
different league.
Well, he got 26 points at least on that run. That was a long one, or a lot. Anyway, all right. But I agree with Erik there.
Regardless of
You're going to have to have the
whether
guys that
it's-
they have are going to look. O'Hearn, I think he can slug more, and I'm not picking on anyone. Everybody really, needs to have a little bigger number as the Padres.
I think the two that
next year.
stand out are Jackson and Toddy, right? Toddy ended up about what? He ended up about 4 less than he did the year before, I think it was.
In home runs?
Yes.
Oh, I don't look at that as much as say slugging percentage.
Okay, yeah. Look at his slug.
Takes me a second.
Jackson was down. That was partly because of injury, I would say. But he showed kind of
his slug.
Fernando was 446, career 513. So yeah, that's 67 points lower.
It's a good thing Chris found it, because I was
For
looking
Fernando.
at Fernando Tatis Sr. Like, Fernando never played 2002.
You saved him, Chris. He didn't even know it at the time. That also goes for Jackson, whatever his numbers.
Jackson was 24 points lower than his career, but his career is only 2 years. Right. So first year he's 826, this year 774.
Yeah, he got going at the end of kind of.
So he was about 50 points lower than the first year as well, though.
So, I think that's where it starts, but certainly some of those names, not Schwarber or Alonso,
right,
will be looked at. Ryan O'Hearn, certainly. Can Ramon Laureano repeat that was a career year for him from a slug power standpoint. So
I don't know. I think to answer all of my critics out there, of which there are many, I think the Padres offense should be fine. All they have to do is get rid of Arise. Because according to all of you people, not all, but the people who drove me nuts this year, the presence of Arise was the only reason that the Padres ever struggled on offense.
Yeah.
And then when I would say something different, then I would get stuff like, well, you just don't know ball. As Scraby gets
Scraby's
get that
favorite statement in
Yes,
the world.
but I don't know why you
just
keep
don't have a
bringing
clue.
it up for people to keep bringing it up.
Well, I keep bringing the Dolphins losing yesterday up too. I don't like that, but it's on my mind.
People were very upset. There was a stretch there for about 2 weeks where the show was public enemy number one.
Yeah, well,
so be it.
And because
So be it.
because I kept sticking up for Arise.
You did. And
You weren't
They
the only one. We
didn't
both,
want
we
me
both,
to.
we both got bars for it, but
I want
you got the
Polanco.
majority.
I wanted Polanco.
Don't forget who the deer of the show is. And don't forget who the other guy is.
Oh, what a catch. Oh, but he's knocked out.
Mike Evans
Evans caught it, rolled over, and isn't getting up. That's not good news for Mike Evans, people, or the Buccaneers. 5 minutes left, second quarter, 14-0 Tampa Bay.
Let's get to break.
That's pretty bad.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. Here's some traffic.
From the 8th.
Of a slugfest there continues in Detroit. Monday Night Football, first game. Couple of plays have broken it open. Lions lead 14-0. But Tampa Bay, offensively, very little. Mike Evans was hurt when we went to our last break. Got off the field all right after making a great try on a deep pass and kind of rolled over as he caught it. And I don't know if he fell on the ball. I couldn't quite tell.
His head
hit
the ground when
the
he
head hit the turf. Oh, boy. We'll see. Tampa Bay has done absolutely nothing on offense. And Detroit, other than Amon-Ra with 4 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown, and then Jahmyr Gibbs is going crazy. He's got 160 yards of offense already in the first half and a touchdown. So
Mike Evans is leaving by cart.
Oh, boy. Really bad sign. Mike Evans, they're helping him. So I don't want to say hopefully, but hopefully he's just dazed. But this is not looking good the way they're wheeling him off.
He looks like a bobblehead. So
he's certainly not coming back in this game. I guarantee you that.
He does. I mean, my man is like holding him from the waist behind. Like I don't know that he could stand up on his own at this point.
That's not good. All right, Buccaneers down 14-0. 3 minutes left in the first half. In the
I
meanwhile,
gotta stop this real quick. I tried not to do this on the air, but your camera turned off for some reason. You need to log back in.
It's green. Oh, all right.
I know.
Green
means go.
Yeah, well, I thought it meant that
Detroit just got the ball back. They're about to turn it up.
Oh, boy. I thought green meant that I was on the camera. So let me get good organized here. In the meantime, Josh Naylor, Padre fans, remember? RBI single here in the top of the first inning after a Julio Rodriguez double. Mariners. Ooh, what happened there, Tony?
Naylor just did what I bet you baseball coaches all over the world would love to see. It was a double play. It was going to be a 100% double play. My man steps right into the middle of the throwing lane.
Took the throw in the helmet.
Oh,
or
my
the back
gosh,
of the head.
he did.
Oh, wow.
And the Toronto manager is going to come out and argue, say what, Tony, that he should have slid to get out of the way? Is he required to get out of the way?
The thing is, I don't know.
The umpire's going to have to figure this out. I don't know. Well, first of all, Naylor got the RBI single. So 1-0 Mariners. Then,
sorry,
Shane
Bieber
mad.
just NSFW all over TV.
Yeah, he just.
Wait, why is he mad at Naylor? Like Naylor's just supposed to let him like.
The umpires are having a 6-man discussion here.
I don't think you are required to slide.
One of those umpires is DJ Rayburn. Padre fans will be happy to know. But yeah, Naylor did not slide, and he just turned. And the throw from the shortstop, actually the third baseman who fielded the ground ball, ran over tag second, had an easy double play at first, but his throw hit Naylor in the back of the head and then caromed away. So the Mariners at the moment have 2 outs and a runner at first, but the umpires are still determining what they should do. Josh Naylor just looked at the teammate and said, I don't know.
I mean, I don't
it's
know.
It's a
that
little crazy to want to stand there and take a throw in the back of the head, but he did it.
We talk about it all the time. Like, if you wanted to, man, you could just stay there. But you also are kind of scared of the baseball actually taking your chiclets out.
Your chiclets. Here is the rule.
Well,
from
his
baseball.
chiclets were not going to be taken out because he turned his head.
He turned his head, but I mean, the back of the head, I don't know.
All right, here is the.
What does the rule say?
By the way, he might have the best cleats in all the game.
Umpires are going to say what? They're not doing anything yet.
He's out.
They're both
out. I think they're going to say
in
out.
baseball,
out.
you are not required to slide into second base when attempting to break a double play. However, if a runner does not slide and collides with the fielder, it would be considered illegal. The sliding rule states a runner must make a bona fide slide, which includes making contact with the ground before reaching the base and remaining on the base, blah, blah, blah.
That's as it pertains to running into the infielder, right?
Yeah, but you're not required to slide into second base. So are they saying he was?
I think he went out of his way with the jump. Like, I think if he would have just turned.
He did turn. He was preparing himself to be hit.
Yeah, but he jumped. He kind of jumped into the air.
That's what they're going to at least say to try and get around this.
Yeah.
The bottom line is it would have been a double play. They're calling a double play.
Right.
So the Mariners have to settle for a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the first. A couple of quick NFL items. We're going to have our good, bad, and ugly at the bottom of the hour. Apologies to all 49er fans, all 2 of you out there who wish that the 49ers would spend more time in the good and bad, ugly. You're not in it today.
I mean, team's 5-2. Backup
so we should
quarterback.
stop everything and
Fred
put them
Warner
in.
not
Bang,
playing.
Niner gang.
Here's something I did want to talk about. Tony brought this up, and this is more interesting than anything the 49ers have to offer at the moment.
You don't know that.
Brian Flores may have just saved the National Football League.
Was he a Dolphin head coach at one point?
Yeah, but we didn't need him. Wasn't very smart. He was
He
too tough.
was kind of tough on Tua,
He
if I recall.
was too tough on the team in totality. He was
That's
just a tough taskmaster. We needed more of a
loosey-goosey guy,
Club Med type of vibe there in Miami, which has worked well. But Brian Flores may have come up with to solve the tush push. And it wasn't something that I don't think anybody could have possibly thought of.
They certainly didn't.
Tell everybody what the Vikings did yesterday, Tony, if they didn't see
it. The Vikings had their center, or their nose tackle, nose guard, line up sideways.
And lay down on the turf.
And lay down on the turf.
Before the snap of the ball.
Before the snap of the ball.
It wasn't, they didn't stand up and then go down.
No, they started
just
there.
Came up, laid down across the face of the football. Which case, now the Eagles couldn't get lower to tush push. Couldn't get lower than that guy.
When you think about it, it's kind of brilliant because that play is based off of leverage. It's based on being the lowest guy every time, which is why the Eagles are flying off the ball early, is because they want to be the first to get low. Well, if you get a 300-pound defense nose tackle that's laying sideways on his back, on his stomach.
Yeah.
Guess what? The whole line pretty much, especially as big as these nose tackles are, they aren't small individuals.
He was plugging it up pretty good.
He plugged it up to perfection. And we've seen the closest thing we've seen to stopping it.
Well, we'll see. Did it actually stop them?
I think there was a penalty.
Something happened.
That
Either that or
pushed
they
them out of
didn't make it
yeah.
and then they spotted it. But I think you're going to see everybody try this.
100%. 100%.
Everybody try this. Lions missed a field goal after the turnover, so still 14-0 Detroit. Bucks will get a possession before the end of half.
My kicker.
I can't stand it when kickers miss and everybody goes, it's cool, dude. It's cool you missed, dude. And they pat him on the helmet.
Oh, you're one of the dudes that's like, they should never miss.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you missed. You deserve the stink eye for a second, okay? You missed a field goal.
What happened to being a good teammate? Support your teammate, man.
Yeah, I would. I would.
You just finished telling me you
no,
wanted
wait
to
a minute. You
stink eye.
supported Deebo Samuel last year when he was a terrible teammate.
Yeah, because Jake Moody was a terrible kicker.
so he's had some of the good kickers. This is a repeat thing.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that Chris is just.
I love kickers.
He's a kicker guy.
That's right.
Andy says Seattle radio is angry about the Josh Naylor play.
I can see. I mean, I think ultimately he lost his case once he left his feet to go in the air, because now you are intentionally impeding the throw versus just running the lane that you already have the right to.
I mean, it makes sense.
We'll hear an official explanation. You know what? I might still get the emails. Let me see if I can find it.
That'd be sweet.
I think the umpires just are kind of stepping around this one. I don't think they really knew exactly how to rule on that. So they decided to just go with what common sense was, which was it would have been a double play had he not gotten in the way of the throw or stayed in the way of the throw.
Yep, no more.
Because I don't know what the Toronto player could have done.
Nothing.
He would have had to eat the ball, in which case, all right.
Yeah. That's you. Sorry.
Okay. Among the other things coming up in the good and the bad, the ugly, something happened in the Kansas City Raider game yesterday. That, well, first of all, besides the fact the Raiders got 3 first downs in the whole game. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I didn't know they got 3.
They did. It's the second lowest total by any team this century in an NFL game.
Wow.
But something else happened in that game that had never happened in Andy Reid's entire career. I'll explain with all the good, the bad, and the ugly when Gwynn and Chris continues.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
Coming up Tuesday. What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Erik. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there or something.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Erik. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there or something.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I
I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Erik. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know.
First and second, one out. 3-2 count. Kirk at the plate. He reached for his camera immediately.
I don't know why my camera just keeps going off.
I think you
For
may
fun.
have accidentally hit the tab off a couple times.
Oh, I'm back, I hope.
Yes,
To be anyway.
you are.
Nonetheless, last we got a GBU headed your way. Mariners and Kirby trying to get out of this little bit of a jam. I shouldn't say little bit, big jam in the first. Blue Jays threatening to tie this ball game up. Got the punchy.
Punched him. Punchy.
All right, GBU. But first, before I get to the GBU, Scraby is going to be very upset with me. This hour is brought to you by Toyota of Poway. Voted San Diego's #1 Toyota dealer by USA Today, with APRs as low as 0% and tons of new Toyotas on the ground. No tricks, only treats during the Trucktober sales event happening now only at Toyota of Poway or online at toyotaofpoway.com in the heart of San Diego. Let's check traffic and to get to that GBU.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
The roads are starting to wind down pretty nicely. Heading up the coastline, northbound 504 Delmar Heights Road. Watch out for a metal ramp or something similar in middle lanes. Also, we still have this crash on eastbound 70 before College, blocking the fast lane. Now getting reports of a stalled transit bus, partially blocking the right lane of the transition ramp, northbound 163, right at the northbound 805. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, week 7. Yeah, 7. The National Football League is in the books, or most of it's in the books. A couple of quick updates first. Varsho, RBI single with 2 outs after the Kirk strikeout. Toronto has tied it against the Mariners. 1-1, bottom of the first. And just before halftime, Chase McLaughlin's 53-yard field goal has the Bucks on the board, trailing Detroit now 14-3. There were some great games, I thought, this weekend in the National Football League, but I shouldn't have paid attention to any of them. And this whole segment should just be about the 49ers' yawner of a victory last night over the Falcons.
They bottled up Bijan Robinson.
That's great. It's great, but it was not the highlight game of the weekend. No one would call it that.
I didn't say
based
that.
on some of these other games. So I'm sorry that you're not in there. The Broncos beating the Giants is in there. History-making performance by Denver. 33 points in the fourth quarter. That's the second most ever by a team in the fourth quarter. And they overcame an 18-point deficit with 6 minutes left. 46 points put up on the board, and in the end, Denver was in first place at the AFC West.
Snap, placement, kick on the way. It is good! Bronco players celebrating like they just won a home playoff game. And why not?
Yeah, it was some game. 19-0, and they win 33-32. That was about the only game I think could beat the Thursday night game between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, though. The Icy Hot Bowl. A classic. 40-year-olders Joe
Two
Flacco.
old men slinging it around the football field.
Loved it, Tony. Us old guys got to root for each other. Aaron Rodgers, Flacco, 7 touchdowns, 600 yards. And finally came down to the last drive. And, of course, the Bengals got down there. McPherson's 4th field goal of the game won it for the Bengals, 33-31 over the Steelers. The other good, 49ers, has to belong to the 6-1 Colts. They have the best record in football right now. And they dominated the Chargers yesterday. Go. Chargers, go.
I just don't believe this team.
Chase after Jonathan Taylor.
High snap for Jones, but he pulls it down, gets it to Taylor. Marching to his right. He's at the 5. Touchdown! The trifecta again for Jonathan Taylor. 3 rushing touchdowns for the greatest running back going right now. It's 37-17 Colts over Bolts.
Colts
I
over
like
Bolts.
that. Colts over Bolts.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a whole lot better than touchdown INDY. I think that's what he used to say. Taylor, that's 3 touchdowns in a game for the 3rd time already this year.
He had it last week too, didn't he?
Yeah, the season's only 7 weeks old, and he's already going crazy. Indianapolis, leads the NFL 33 points a game. Who had that in the bingo pool?
No one, and if they said they did, they're lying.
Exactly.
I just, for whatever reason, cannot believe them. I just probably should. This 6-1 is off to a terrific start. I just feel,
you're not buying
I'm
the
not
Colts
buying
yet.
it at all.
Okay, not at all.
Not at all.
Okay. Well, so far so good. Taylor's got 10 rushing touchdowns. Next is Josh Jacobs with 8. Taylor has 11 TDs overall.
Our guy Thomas, who used to work on the show, texted. He said these Chargers should never wear the Savannah Banana uniforms ever again.
By the way, I almost put them in the ugly category.
For that,
I called them urine-colored uniforms.
Ew.
That's what I thought of them.
I liked
exactly.
them.
I mean, you liked them.
You liked them.
I liked them.
I
liked them.
I know what to get you for Christmas.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a head-to-toe
Tell
Charger.
Thomas to fill his
But you
lineup
got to
out.
wear
We don't
both.
wanna hear
You
from
got to
him.
wear both parts of it through town,
No,
Tony,
sh-
not
no
just
sh-
the jersey.
Yeah,
No shot.
Yeah.
pants too.
I liked them wearing it. I would wear it.
Okay. In the bad category, Dallas over Washington, 44-22. Jerry Jones didn't flip anybody off, but I always get the bad category when you see a quarterback like Jaden Daniels have to leave the game. Hamstring injury. Apparently had the MRI today. They said it's not significant, which also doesn't mean he's not going to miss a game or two.
Right.
So
I love that the Cowboy fans are starting to feel good again.
yeah,
This
just
is
stick it to their heart here soon.
This is the Cowboys I expected last year, like competitive, winning some games, but they'll do what they do.
They still score a bunch and give up a bunch.
Don't you worry. They'll do what they do.
Do you guys think that Jaden Daniels is having a somewhat of a Jackson Merrill second
Kind
year?
of feels like it a little bit
like
right
he
now.
just keeps getting these nagging injuries where he can't get going.
Kind of when he's out there, he's good.
Yeah,
It kind of feels like he's at least seasons early.
It's not a sophomore
It's
slump.
It's starting in the similar fashion.
Yeah, it's just annoying for him, I bet.
Little snake bit. Cowboys get 3 TDs. Dak Prescott continues to put up big numbers. And it's nice to have CD Lamb back for a 74-yard bomb. Also bad, did the Tennessee Titans really think Mike McCoy was the answer?
I don't know.
I mean,
what
we
they
could have told
thought.
them. We could have told you.
I don't know what they thought.
Anyway, another mess for the Titans
No,
yesterday.
Cam
Cam Ward.
ain't right.
Cam Ward sacked 5 times. He also just kind of dropped a touchdown into the arms of a guy who ran it 3 yards into the end zone.
It was
Like one
a
of
good
those.
pass. I mean,
It was a pass. I thought he just went back and he fumbled the ball, and the guy caught it and walked
we
into the
must be
end
thinking
zone.
of different because there was a long touchdown they threw.
Cam Ward?
I thought so.
Well, he did get one, but I mean, the rest of the game was a disaster.
His points would tell me that he didn't have a long touchdown.
Okay.
Anyway, right? Drake May quietly becoming a really good quarterback, though, for Mike Vrabels, who can't coach Patriots.
I'm going to address that in 1 second.
They're down 13-10. May takes the snap chest high. He drops back with time. He loads up. He goes to Longo. Open man, Goody. And he reaches out. He snaps it. He tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
What a throw. What a throw. More importantly,
Oh, my God.
it's the catch.
That sounded like me there.
What a throw.
After eating a bunch of crackers.
Sounded like an old wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What a throw.
I
It was so
I
loud.
miss their football calls. I do. Like the interrupting, the stepping on. It's just part of the deal.
Patriots 31, Titans 13. By the way, Patriots finish up a 3-game road trip, winning all 3 games. How good is that? Belichick and Brady never did it.
Oh. Let me do this real quick because I keep getting all the haters out there like, oh, I thought Vrabel wasn't a good coach. They lost to the Raiders to start the year.
He's going to make his case
They
for him
lost
being
to
a
the
bad
Raiders.
coach. This is going to be an uphill climb.
They
for you,
beat
buddy.
the Dolphins by 6 points when the Dolphins could have won that game.
A win.
They lost to the Steelers, which, everybody says they should have won that game.
Steelers are pretty good.
Then they beat a mediocre Panthers team. They beat a
Win.
Bills team that no one really knows what's all
Win.
about. They beat a Saints team,
Win.
and then they beat the Titans.
Win.
Next week, they play the Browns. Well, the Browns look pretty good on Sunday, but
Win.
when they start playing a real schedule,
Scraby,
let me
What
know.
is the objective of this whole thing?
Oh, win.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that Mike Vrabel's a good coach.
I think winning at Buffalo's
that's a
good
pretty
win.
big deal.
You can't take that away.
He's
but
trying to.
you can
They
try.
lost 2 in a row. Remember when you said the 49ers didn't do anything big? Well, the Falcons beat the Buffalo Bills, so
Falcons.
the week
Here's
before.
the thing. Here's the thing. Your narrative is that Mike Vrabel can't coach, and you're doing everything you can to protect it.
Well, I have to. I have no
I'm
other
glad
point at
you
this
admitted
point.
Also in the bad category, the Jags. Actually, it was a good day for Stafford. 5 TD passes. Devontae Adams caught 3 of them. Rams 35, Jacksonville 7. But what was this? Another boring game in London. I mean, it was a terrible game. Nothing exciting about it.
Close.
Except for Stafford.
First and goal at the 1. Stafford throwing to the right side again, looking for Adams. Jump ball! He's got another one! Devontae Adams with his 3rd touchdown of the game! And the Rams are pouring it on the Jaguars at Wembley. It's 34-7.
I do want to give a heads up to a guy that I'm not fond of, but congratulate Travis Hunter on his first touchdown.
Why are you not fond of him?
No, I shouldn't say that. I just,
just
don't
don't like
think he's
his
going to
game.
qualify. Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to make it as a 2-way.
Okay.
He could prove me wrong, but
I
not
was
yet.
forced to start him yesterday because Debo Samuel went out.
Well, it's a good
Got
game.
you a touchdown.
Yeah, just
Had
helped
100
out.
yards and a touchdown.
Nate reminded me that I said Vrabel wouldn't win 5 games this year.
Oh, Nate is always good to put a
Attaboy, Nate.
reminder, baby.
And
Thanks,
he's,
Nate.
he's
Nate.
won his 5 games.
He's already got 5.
Already.
Can't wait for the 5-11 finish.
You better hope.
I do.
Ugly. The Dolphins continuing their dominance of this category. I mean, I don't know where to start, but how about this? They fumbled the ball 6 times and committed 11 penalties. That doesn't even begin to get to the Tua part of the game with 3 picks, including a pick 6. And Cleveland made it look easy for the Browns, who are not used to winning easy.
No.
Gabriel on first down will give to Judkins running up the middle. Big hole 40. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. It's a foot race 20. 15. Far sideline. Touchdown. Gwynn Judkins. 46 yards to the house.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, the thing that I hate more than losing is just being so embarrassed that I don't know. Tua threw a pick. First, he threw a pick 6. Then he threw another one that the guy returned to the 1-yard line right after the pick 6. And then Judkins came out and they ran the Wildcat. He was laughing before they even snapped the ball. Like he knew this is the easiest touchdown he's ever going to have. Those are the kind of things. Miami's
You don't want to be
bad.
embarrassed.
Right. They're bad, but they're just getting – everyone knows how bad they are. The teams they're playing know how bad they are. Mike McDaniel still is the coach, though, and he announced today that Tua is still the starter. So I can't imagine it won't be more of the same. Got to get some other ugly in there, and the Jets are even worse record-wise anyway than the Dolphins. They're 0-7, no touchdowns, 200 yards total offense. Justin Fields, 46 yards. And the Panthers are 4-3. Wow.
First down and goal from the 3. Young under center. The snap to fake to Hubbard. Rolling right. Now Young rolls back to his left. Eyes up. Young throws. End zone. Diving catch. Leggett. Touchdown Carolina.
You know how bad the Panthers are? That might be the first time we've ever played a highlight from that.
It might be.
Like, I've never heard that voice before. By the way, bad news, though, for the Panthers. Young, I think, is going to be out next game, according to
what ended up
early
happening
of the reports this week. Hey, I was just trying to look that up as I said it.
I saw it earlier. I'm trying to remember
He
what it
left
was.
the game, and it's so unimportant that it's dropped off of the list of ESPN stories.
So he's not hurt bad. He'll be back this season.
Yeah, but I don't believe he's going to play this week. Carolina's 4-3. The Jets are still on pace for that 0-17, but never fear, Jet fans. The Dolphins still have to come to New York. As ugly as the Dolphins were and the Jets were yesterday, almost paled in comparison to the Raiders.
The Raiders.
31-0. But not only that, Raiders had 3 first downs total.
That's crazy.
That's the second lowest of any team in this century. They had 95 yards, the Raiders, and they ran only 30 plays, which I've hardly ever heard of.
That is insanity.
Yeah, the team will have a 15, 16-play drive sometimes.
That's nuts.
Here's the Rashid Rice who returned and had a nice game, though, for the Chiefs.
They load the right side up again. They single the near side. Rice. Touchdown! Kansas City. Rashid Rice, his second touchdown. And is he back, baby? The Chiefs go on a 16-play, 94-yard drive. 3 drives, 3 long touchdown drives.
The music in the background just always plays during Chiefs games.
I would I mean, I know that's our guy. Who is that guy? Mitch
Holtis.
Mitch Holtis.
Yeah.
He's a big Padre fan.
Holtis.
Been on the show before. I would honestly have trouble celebrating a Rashid Rice touchdown to that extent. I know.
So you're not a pro?
Oh.
Yeah, I guess not.
I think he paid his price.
Okay.
He got 6 games.
Okay.
He's
Welcome
repaid
back.
all the people.
They did everything they could to make him a star yesterday. But here's the biggest story of that day. Well, first story was the fact that the Chiefs actually were called for 5 penalties.
Oh,
so
good.
There was a
finally.
Yeah.
First 5 penalties of the season.
I had to look that up after the game, though. That was the first thing I went to. But here's the incredible stat that I told you about leading before this. For Andy Reid. How long has he been coaching?
A billion
How
years.
many
25 years.
At least, right? How many games? Gazillion. How many times have you been to the
300.
Super Bowl? Whatever. First time an Andy Reid coach team has ever recorded a shutout in a regular season game.
Whoa.
That I found hard to believe, but it was true apparently. 31-0 Chiefs wraps up our good, bad, and
What did you guys
ugly.
think of Patrick Mahomes saying the F word on TV yesterday?
A little snowflakey.
It
Matt
was a little
Scravy
funny.
over here.
Tell them what happened, Scrape, since
I
you're the
can't
one
play it because it's so NSFW.
I want
but-
to see if you can work your way around this and explain it to people.
Well, they were going up to the line, and it looked like they were going to try to draw someone offside or draw the other team offside. So he did the ha 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 ha, and then he kind of goes, "Bleeping this never bleeping works, man." And then he got under center again, and he goes, "Hi," and then they go and they faked out the other team, and so but the mics on the field picked up Patrick Mahomes saying that, like bleep and bleep doesn't work anymore. Never works. Then
You
he's
know what
like,
Scravy
hands it
said to
off.
me before we came? He said, I wouldn't want my kids. What did you say?
My kids would not I don't know what I said because I'm
Need to
being
hear.
ridiculous.
I was like,
What I would like to know is where
oh, no,
our
that's what you said. My imaginary kid is saying the F word all the time.
That's right.
And I said, that sounds like a reflection of mommy and daddy. That's what that sounds like a reflection.
I would like to know where our fine FCC is in a situation like this. They should be fining
The whole
Roger
Chiefs.
Goodell up and down one side and the other.
If I'm not mistaken, Dave Marcus kind of put me up on game on this one. Like, they can't
find the
I
NFL
shouldn't say
for
they
that?
can't find. It's
Well, I don't know.
It's
No,
like
it was
a
an
fine line,
inadvertent,
right? It's
yeah.
because it was not like
Oh, well, isn't all swearing pretty inadvertent on television?
Not
If somebody-
really. I mean,
So
if you're a
you go on-
scripted show,
right.
Okay,
Right.
but if you're not, let's say you're doing highlights and you say, "What a bleeping play!"
Well, that's
you're
what I'm
going to
saying.
get
You-
fined for that.
This came on a mic that was on the field that the player is like.
he wasn't meaning for it to go out over the air so that they get away with it. But if he were to walk over to the mic and say that,
Right.
then they would get fined.
Right.
It's intent.
Scraby will take you the rest of the way up to
Chronicles!
the second game of the Monday night doubleheader. 14-3 Lions, Bucks driving early third quarter. Mariners, Blue Jays 1-1 in the third. Back with a full 4 hours tomorrow. Thanks for being with us.